Back when he was helping his girlfriend put on her stockings, Chen and Mo made a promise with her that they would get into Peking University together. But when the college entrance exam came, he had no choice but to deliberately score a 0 on the Chinese section. In the end, he only got 600 points and missed Peking University. She, on the other hand, went straight overseas to study. What she never knew was that Chen and Mo did not even end up going to college. He was forced to give that up and started working as a food delivery rider instead. That night, Chen and Mo dragged his exhausted body out to make deliveries. On the way to his final order, he was unexpectedly knocked to the ground by a Range Rover. Right after that, a woman in red high heels hurried over and crouched beside him. "Are you okay?" "I didn't mean to." As she spoke, she opened her Gucci handbag and pulled out a wad of cash. It looked like 2 or 3,000 yuan. "Take this first and go to a nearby hospital to get checked out. See whether you're hurt, that I have something really urgent to deal with right now." After saying that, she stuffed the money into Chun Mo's hand and got up to leave. But after taking only a couple of steps, she immediately turned back, crouched down again, and pulled a pen out of her bag. She quickly wrote a phone number on a sticky note. Then she shoved her ID card and the note into his hand together. She said to Chun and Mo, "Call me anytime if something comes up. That MY name is Shin Yuchu." By the time Chen Mo lowered his head to look at the ID, she was already leaving. From start to finish, the whole thing probably did not even take a minute. The two of them had barely exchanged a few words before the white Range Rover was already driving away. Chen and Mo struggled to his feet. After finishing his last delivery, he pushed his electric bike home alone. At that moment, he was still holding the ID of that female Range Rover driver. It was already late at night. After a brief hesitation, he still picked up the phone and called the number. The first call went unanswered. A minute later, he called again. This time, the call was hung up on immediately. Chen and Mo still could not let it go, so he dialed a third time. This time it finally connected, and an impatient female voice came from the other end. "Who is this? If you got something to say it fast." Chen and Mo replied politely. "You were the one who hit me with your car just now." "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." Her attitude changed completely, and she started apologizing over and over. "That was my fault. I'm really sorry. Which hospital are you at right now? Did you get checked? What did the doctor say?" Hearing her tone, Chen and Mo felt a lot better and replied calmly, "I'm fine, it's just that the outer shell of my electric bike got cracked a little. As long as you're okay. How much is the bike? I'll pay for it." Holding the phone, Chen and Mo said, "The money you gave me is already enough to fix it. Your ID is still with me. And would it be convenient for you to come get it? Can you do it now?" In a tentative tone, she asked whether it would be okay to have a friend come pick it up for her, since she had something to deal with and could not leave. Chen and Mo agreed and gave her his address. After hanging up, Chen and Mo sat on a wooden stool and applied some healing ointment to his bruises. About half an hour later, he heard someone knocking on the door. Chen and Mo got up, walked out of his bedroom, and came into the living room. When he opened the door, he found 4 men outside. The one in front looked about his age, maybe around 20, while the 3 behind him were broad-shouldered and heavily built. The man in front looked at him and asked, "Are you the one who made the call? Who are you?" Before Chen and Mo could finish speaking, the man impatiently asked, "Do you have Shin Yochu's ID or not?" Chen and Mo had not even gotten his words out. The man threw a punch straight into his face. Then he drove a kick into his stomach. Before Chen and Mo even understood what was happening, he had already been knocked to the ground. He tried to get back up, but the man's foot came flying straight at him. Instantly, Chen and Mo tasted blood in his mouth. Lu Chong, the roommate next door who often drank with him, opened his bedroom door. He took one look, then quickly shut it again. The man walked over to Chen and Mo and stepped on his arm with his leather shoe. Then he asked coldly, "Where's the ID?" Chen and Mo wanted to speak, but half his face had gone numb, and he could not get the words out. The man turned to the 3 behind him and said, "Go inside and look for it." The ID card and the note were on the table in the bedroom. The thug went and found them quickly and handed them over. The man glanced at the ID. Then, satisfied, he slipped it into his pocket. At the same time, the foot grinding down on Chen Mo's arm pressed even harder. He said coldly, "Are you blind? Of all people to run a scam on, you picked her. Let me make this clear. If you dare keep bothering that woman, I'll kill you." After saying that, he kicked Chen and Mo hard again. Then he turned and started to leave, but before he reached the door, he suddenly seemed to remember something and turned back into Chen Mo's bedroom. He grabbed Chen Mo's phone and smashed it onto the floor right in front of him. They made sure the phone was completely wrecked. Only then did they swagger off. After they left, Chen and Mo sat alone at the edge of the bed, a cheap 7 yuan cigarette smoldering between his fingers. He could not understand why this world was always so unfair. Even more than that, he could not understand why everyone seemed to wear a mask, or why she had done this to him. Why had she left behind her ID, only to send people over to beat him up afterward? Why? Deep down, he swore to himself that he would get an answer. He had to know what she was really trying to do. Outside the window, the rain kept falling harder and harder, as if it would not stop all night. By the time the sun rose the next day, there would be one more drifting Chunmo in this city. The first ray of morning sunlight slanted through the window and into the room. Chunmo had already packed all of his belongings into a suitcase. Today, he was moving out of that rental room. Because of what happened the night before, the landlord believed he had gotten mixed up with shady people, so the room was no longer being rented to him. The suitcase sat on top of his beat-up electric scooter. The only money left on him was the 2,600 yuan that woman had tossed at him in the rain the day before. When he got paid last month, he had sent every last bit of it home to help his father pay for treatment. He had only kept a tiny amount for living expenses. Out of those 2,600 yuan, he spent 800 on a smartphone so he could keep delivering food. He still had to keep doing this job, and the remaining 1,000-something yuan was supposed to go toward rent. If he could not find a place before dark, he would end up sleeping under an overpass tonight. He inserted the SIM card into the brand new phone. But the moment it powered on, he got a call from his second uncle. "Momo, what are you up to?" Chunmo's second uncle was one of a kind. His grandfather had picked him up off the side of the road years ago, and he was 6 years older than Chunmo. Over the years, he had done plenty of sneaky, low-level dirty work, and everyone in the nearby villages knew his name. If you had to sum him up in a single word, he was infamous. Squatting on the curb, Chunmo asked, "I'm fine right now. Why'd you suddenly think of calling me?" "What's up?" His second uncle said, "I came to Kunming to buy medicine for your dad. I heard there's an old Chinese doctor here who's especially good at treating kidney disease. As soon as I got that old doctor's contact info, I came right over to I'll crash at your place for the night, then take the train back first thing tomorrow morning." The second Chunmo heard that. He tensed up. If his second uncle found out he was doing so badly that he did not even have a place to stay, what would he think? And once he went home and told Chunmo's parents, the two elders would only worry even more. On top of that, Chunmo's face was still bruised. With his second uncle's personality, the man would definitely dig until he got the whole story. That would be a huge problem. Chunmo stammered, "Second uncle, don't come looking for me. Just get the medicine and head back early. I've been swamped with work over here." But his second uncle insisted, "Your mom packed a whole basket of free-range eggs for you. And no matter what, I've got to deliver them. That's it for now. I'll call you once I get there." After saying that, his second uncle hung up, leaving Chunmo staring blankly at his phone for 2 whole hours. Renting just any random place and moving in right away was obviously not realistic. But in another 2 hours, his second uncle would be here, and that was the real problem. After a brief moment of hesitation, Chunmo decided to look for a cheap little inn near the train station first. He would get his second uncle settled there and make sure the man gave up on the idea of going back home with him. As long as his second uncle was taken care of first, Chunmo did not care if he had to stay there himself. He could make do for a while. 2 hours later, Chunmo picked up his second uncle at the train station. Just like before, the man was wearing a Nike t-shirt that was obviously fake. His muscles still stood out, and there was now one more tattoo on his arm. The moment they met, his second uncle froze and asked with concern, "Momo, what happened to you? Did you get into a fight with somebody?" Chunmo lied and said, "I just fell by accident." His second uncle clearly did not believe him and said, "You think you can fool your second uncle the same way you fool your parents? Who falls and ends up looking like that? What? You got beaten up and don't even dare admit it?" Chunmo knew his second uncle had seen a lot in life. Fooling him was never going to be easy, but he still did not want to talk about it. So he brushed it off and said, "Come on, let's go. I'll take you to where you're staying first. This afternoon, I'll go get the herbal medicine with you." His second uncle said nothing and just walked beside him. After they got to the small inn he had booked in advance, Chunmo said, "You'll stay here tonight. After we get the medicine this afternoon, I'll head to work. Don't tell my parents about me getting beaten up, or they'll just worry." But his second uncle kept pressing. "What exactly happened? Who beat you up like this? Momo, are you hiding something from the family? Tell me first who hit you and why." Feeling miserable, Chunmo sat on the edge of the bed and lit a cigarette. Then he muttered, "Hell if I know why they beat me up." After that, he told his second uncle everything that had happened the night before. And at the end, he still made sure to remind him, "Don't tell my parents about this. Okay, I don't want them worrying again. I've still got a few hundred on me. When you go back, take it home and give it to my dad." His second uncle lowered his head and smoked in silence for a few minutes before saying, "Fine, I won't tell your parents." As he spoke, he pulled out another 2,000 and handed it to Chunmo. "Keep your money, don't send it to your parents. I'm giving you another 2,000 to go find a better apartment in a decent complex and take better care of yourself. Second uncle, don't give me money that I can't take it. But his second uncle said in a commanding tone, take it if I'm giving it to you. Then you take it. Cut the nonsense. This afternoon, I'll go get the herbal medicine for your dad, and you'll go find a place to live, solve your housing problem first. Then tonight we'll have a meal together, and early tomorrow morning I'll take the train back. Chun Mo took a deep breath. He could feel how genuinely his second uncle cared about him, and he did not want to make the man worry too much. In the end, he agreed to the plan. That afternoon, Chun Mo would go look for a place, while his second uncle would go get the medicine. His father's kidney disease had been dragging on for years, and over the years, the entire family savings had basically been drained paying for treatment. When his grandfather passed away, he left behind an inheritance that was probably worth tens of thousands. By rights, that money should have been split equally between Chun Mo's father and his second uncle. But his second uncle refused to take a single cent and let all of it go toward Chun Mo's father's medical bills. Even though his second uncle had no real education and spent his days fooling around, there was nothing wrong with the man's character. That afternoon, Chun Mo found a listing through a realtor that it was a 3-bedroom, 1 living room apartment in a residential complex, shared with others, and the smallest remaining bedroom rented for $700 a month. The living room, bathroom, and kitchen were all shared. The realtor explained that the master bedroom was occupied by a couple, while the second bedroom was occupied by a single woman. After seeing the place, Chun Mo felt the conditions were acceptable, so he paid 3 months' rent on the spot. By the time all of that was done, it was already past 4 in the afternoon. Chun Mo got a message from his second uncle, telling him he was waiting at the small inn near the train station so they could have dinner together, since he had to catch an early train home the next morning. Just as Chun Mo was about to head out, he ran into the single female roommate he was sharing the place with. She had just gotten off work and was still wearing office clothes. The short blazer made her look especially elegant. As she bent down to change her shoes, Chun Mo caught an accidental glimpse down her collar. He swore he had not meant to look, but he also had to admit she was incredibly eye-catching, the kind that made it hard to pull your gaze away after the first glance. The problem was by the time she straightened up after changing her shoes, he was still stupidly staring at her chest. She shot him a fierce glare. Then, in a voice full of disgust, she muttered, "Pervert." After that, she clutched her collar and walked straight toward the second bedroom. That night, Chun Mo had dinner with his second uncle near the train station and drank a few beers with him. He could not even be bothered to go back and stay at the Paris Spring complex, so he rented 1 more room at the small inn. Early the next morning, after seeing his second uncle off, Chun Mo went right back to delivering food that in work meant no money. And for now, delivering food was the only thing he could do. He stayed busy all the way until 11:30 that night. His last order of the day caught him off guard. It had been placed by someone living in the same apartment as him, and her name was Lini Fei. When he got home carrying the food, the couple in the master bedroom were not there. Their door was shut tight, and the lights inside were off. The light in the second bedroom was on, though, and every now and then he could hear the sound of typing. Chun Mo took off his jacket and tossed it into his room. Then he carried the takeout over to her door. He knocked lightly. She opened the door in home clothes, and the second she saw it was Chun Mo, her expression turned ugly. She instinctively covered her collar with her left hand and asked in a deeply disgusted tone, "What?" Chun Mo lifted the takeout bag in his hand and said, "Your order." Lini Fei instantly got angry and demanded, "Who told you to touch my food?" Before Chun Mo could finish what he was about to say, she snatched the takeout right out of his hand. Then, in the very next move, she dumped it straight into the trash can by the door. There was a bowl of soup inside, and when she yanked the bag away, some of it splashed onto Chun Mo's jeans that it was hot enough to make him wince. But she paid him no attention at all and simply took a step back. Then she slammed the door shut. Chun Mo stood there at the doorway, completely at a loss, and could only shake his head helplessly. He went back to his room. A notification popped up on Chun Mo's phone that it was feedback for the order, and it was a bad review. The reason read, "Why would you hand my takeout to somebody else? How can you be this irresponsible?" Chun Mo stared at the screen and found the whole thing absurd. 1 bad review meant a 300 yuan deduction from his pay. He could bust his ass from dawn to midnight and still not make 300 in a day. Yet after working like a dog all day, that single bad review sent him right back to square one. Sitting on the edge of the bed and smoking, Chun Mo could only sigh at how miserable life was. Time flew by. Around noon on Wednesday, Chun Mo suddenly got a call from his second uncle. At first, he thought it was about things back home. He pulled his electric bike over to the side of the road and asked, "Second uncle, what's up?" "I'm in the middle of deliveries right now." Can you call me later? His second uncle said, I'm waiting for you at the intersection of Qingmian Road and Renmin Road. Finish this delivery, then stop taking orders and come over first. Chinemo thought he had heard wrong. Where are you? His second uncle replied, Little Garden, the place where you told me the crash happened. Come over and show me exactly where that Range Rover hit you. What are you trying to do? Chunemo immediately sensed his second uncle was about to pull something. Didn't you already go home? Why are you back in Kunming again? His second uncle said, I'm getting this settled for you. You don't have to come if you don't want AT worst. I'll just have to pull footage from a few more cameras. It'll just be more trouble. Chunemo was completely speechless. He knew exactly what kind of man his second uncle was. Wait for me. I'll be right there. We'll talk when we meet. Half an hour later, Chunemo really did find his second uncle at the intersection near Little Garden. The guy was squatted by the roadside, eyes fixed on the cameras around the intersection, and Chunemo had no idea what was going through his mind. As soon as he saw Chunemo, his second uncle handed him a cigarette and asked, Where exactly did you get hit? Chunemo corrected him. It wasn't that I got hit. The Range Rover was turning, and I ran into it. His second uncle cursed. Who the hell doesn't know that turning traffic has to yield to straight traffic? Just tell me which direction it was. Chunemo pointed across the street and said, Over there. Second uncle, just forget it. We're not familiar with Kunming. Better to avoid trouble than invite more of it. His second uncle tossed the half-smoked cigarette to the ground and crushed it under his foot. Then he said to Chunemo, Got it. Once I find that Range Rover's plate number, I'll find the people who beat you. You go handle your own stuff first. After saying that, his second uncle lowered his head and walked off. Chunemo called after him. Second uncle, I'm staying at Paris Spring. Are you coming over tonight? Without even turning around, his second uncle threw back a reply. Not staying. You don't need to worry about me. Chunemo watched his second uncle's back disappear into the crowd, and a knot of unease started forming in his chest. His second uncle had never seen how vicious that group really was. They were clearly bad news, driving a Range Rover and carrying Gucci bags worth over 10,000 for a man unfamiliar with Kunming to go digging into them like this. Wasn't that just asking for trouble? But Chunemo also knew there was no way he could talk his second uncle out of it. Other than worrying himself sick, he had no idea what else he could do. 3 nights later, Chunemo got another call from his second uncle, telling him to get his Century City car cube within half an hour. His second uncle said he was waiting in the open-air parking lot outside the place. When Chunemo got to the parking lot to find him, he saw his second uncle crouching in an inconspicuous corner beside a flower bed. And diagonally across from him was the same white Range Rover that had that close encounter with Chunemo that night. The scrape marks on the side were still there. Chunemo was genuinely stunned by his second uncle's ability. He had no idea how the man had managed to track it down. Feeling uneasy, he could not help but try to talk him out of it. Second uncle, forget it, don't make this any bigger. His second uncle replied in a flat voice, No tonight, we're getting this one back. Chunemo looked around. Even though it was already past 8 at night, the area was still lively and crowded. IT really was not the kind of place to settle a score. His second uncle handed Chunemo a pack of expensive cigarettes. Then he pointed at a black Santana nearby and said, Get in, sit tight and wait. The moment he got into the car, Chunemo started getting nervous. This Santana was at least 10 years old and looked beaten to hell. On the right side of the driver's seat, there was even a steel pipe standing upright, and one end of it had been wrapped with bandages that IT was obviously the tool prepared for tonight. Chunemo could not calm himself down at all. He hated those people for bullying him, sure, but if it really came down to hitting someone back, he was still nervous, still scared. He tried again to persuade his second uncle not to stir up more trouble, but the man ignored him completely. Chunemo might as well have been talking to himself. At around 9:15, the main targets finally showed up. The man who had beaten him that night was there, and so was Shin Yu-chu, the woman who had that close encounter with him in the car. The two of them walked side by side to the Range Rover. Shin Yu-chu was still carrying a Gucci bag, but it was not the same one she had that night. The man walked over to the driver's side and opened the door. His second uncle asked coldly, Those two? Chunemo said, Forget it. His second uncle sounded a little impatient. Cut the crap. Just tell me yes or no. Chunemo took a deep breath and answered in a low voice, Yes. His second uncle said nothing else. He just kept his eyes locked on the Range Rover. The Range Rover started up and slowly pulled out of the parking spot. His second uncle also started the beat-up Santana and followed right behind it. The entire way, Chunemo was tense as hell that he knew better than anyone what kind of things his second uncle was capable of doing. The Range Rover drove ahead, made several turns, went off the second ring road, and headed onto a relatively isolated side road. His second uncle seized the moment. After overtaking the Range Rover, he yanked the wheel hard. He cut it off sharply, then slammed on the brakes, leaving the Santana angled across the road and blocking the white Range Rover. To be fair, the Range Rover's braking system was excellent. In any other car, they probably would have already crashed. After stopping, his second uncle did not rush to get out. Instead, he leisurely lowered his head and lit himself a cigarette. The Range Rover's driver, the same man who had beaten Chun-mo that night, got out first. Furious, he stormed up to the Santana's driver's side door and kicked it hard. Then he started cursing. "Do you even know how to drive, you bastard?" His second uncle slowly held the lit cigarette between his lips. In his right hand, he gripped the steel pipe he had prepared in advance. With his left hand, he unlocked the Santana's door and shoved it open hard. The man standing outside the door was hit square on and staggered back several steps. His second uncle got out with a steel pipe in hand, without a single word of nonsense. He swung the pipe straight at the man's head, and the man instinctively threw up his left arm to block it. But before he could steady himself, his second uncle's foot had already slammed into him. The man stumbled back 2 steps and tripped over the curb. He was completely overwhelmed by his second uncle's presence. Lying on the ground and staring up at him, his face went pale. He did not dare say a word, and all the arrogance he had a second ago was gone. Shin Yu-chu got out from the passenger side and hurried over to the man. She crouched beside him and asked anxiously, "Yu-hao, are you okay? Are you hurt?" After those 2 questions, she lifted her head, looked at Chun-mo's second uncle, and demanded, "What are you doing? Why are you hitting people?" Chun-mo's second uncle held the cigarette from his mouth between the fingers of his left hand. Without even turning around, he said, "Momo, come here. How do you want to deal with him?" Chun-mo walked over to his second uncle, trembling, and said in a low voice, "Second uncle, forget it. He's already been hit. Let's just go." Shin Yu-chu asked, "Who are you people?" She had not recognized Chun-mo. Thinking about it, that was not strange. That IT had been raining that night, and it was deep into the night. She had left in a hurry, and most importantly, Chun-mo had still been wearing his delivery uniform. He had been on an electric bike and wearing a helmet that IT was perfectly normal that she did not remember him. But at this moment, she stared at Chun-mo and his second uncle seriously and asked in clear panic, "What do you want?" His second uncle ignored Shin Yu-chu and simply took another drag from the cigarette in his left hand. Then he flicked the cigarette, but to the ground, gripped the steel pipe in his right hand, and slowly crouched down. The lower end of the steel pipe pressed against Shun Yu-hao's thigh. Chun-mo could tell his second uncle was putting force into it. Shin Yu-hao's face was already beginning to twist, but he was tough enough to hold it in and never cried out. Seeing the man's face contort, his second uncle could not help looking a little pleased. He said to Shin Yu-hao, "You beat Momo up and smashed his phone. I'll cut you a deal point 5,000 to transfer it right now. Once you pay, this matter is over." His second uncle let out 2 cold chuckles. "If you don't pay, don't think you're leaving here in one piece tonight." Shin Yu-chu probably knew what kind of person Shin Yu-hao usually was. And with that vicious edge coming off Chun-mo's second uncle, she was completely frightened. She hurriedly opened the bag hanging from her shoulder. Almost pleading, she said, "Please don't hurt him, that I'll give you money." As she spoke, she pulled cash out of the bag. Without even counting it, she shoved it straight at his second uncle. "I don't even know how much is here. I'm giving you all of it." Chun-mo's second uncle glanced at it and said, "Close enough. For now, let's say this matter's over. Don't act like having money gives you the right to bully people. Remember this. If you're not satisfied, come find me again. Remember my number .135-6677-8899. Got a problem? Call me anytime." After saying all that, his second uncle put the steel pipe away. Then he said to Chun-mo, "Momo, let's go. That if he dares mess with you again, I'll cripple him." Chun-mo was still a little dazed. This was just how his second uncle handled things. As he turned to leave, he could not help sneaking 2 more looks at Shin Yu-chu. She really was beautiful, so strikingly delicate that for a moment he could not even find words to describe her. And while Chun-mo was looking at her, she was looking at him too. The moment their eyes met, he felt so ashamed he quickly pulled his gaze away. Then he turned around and got into the car. His second uncle could tell Chun-mo was worried. In a tone full of frustration, he asked, "What? You're scared now? You chickened out. Aren't people all just one head on 2 shoulders? What the hell are you scared of? If you're a man, then stand up and fight back." Honestly, Chun-mo felt irritated. After spending all these years trying to survive in Kunming, he had always played the role of an outsider, just trying to get by. That he did not want arguments, and he definitely did not want fights. All he wanted was to avoid trouble, work hard, send money home, and pray he could save up enough for his father's kidney transplant one day. Seeing that Chun Mo stayed silent, his second uncle tried to reassure him. Come on, quit looking so miserable. It's not that big a deal if he dares come after you again. I'll go deal with him again, and I'll keep at it until he learns. You can get out at the next intersection. Take this money and be careful with it. I'll be in Kunming for a while. So if anything happens, call me. After saying that, he did not even care whether Chun Mo agreed, that he shoved all the money over to him anyway. Chun Mo knew his father's treatment cost a fortune, so he did not bother pretending to refuse. There was a little over 6,000 in total. He put all away and asked, "You're not going home? What are you even doing in Kunming?" His second uncle replied, "Don't worry about it. Just know it isn't food delivery. And remember this, if that guy dares trouble you again, hit back. Don't be a coward." Chun Mo and his second uncle had always lived by completely different rules. After getting out at the intersection, Chun Mo wandered alone through the city's midnight streets. With several thousand in cash in his pocket, he felt like the money had come too easily, so easily that it made him uneasy. He even thought about contacting Shun Yuchu, giving the money back, and explaining that the whole thing had really just been a misunderstanding. Chun Mo knew the only reason he had thoughts like that was because he was just an ordinary poor man who could not afford to get dragged into this kind of mess. There was another reason too. Part of him fantasized that this might become a chance to actually get to know Shin Yuchu, or at least keep her from thinking badly of him. But in the next moment, he realized how absurd that thought was. How could he possibly hope for a goddess like her to notice him? The very idea that he could somehow get to know someone as exquisitely beautiful as Shin Yuchu made him laugh at himself bitterly. At the entrance of the Paris Spring complex, Chun Mo bought 2 grilled chicken wings from a roadside stall and squatted on the curb to eat them. A stray dog crept closer little by little, trying to get at the bones he had tossed onto the ground. But the moment Chun Mo looked at it, it startled and hurried several steps back. Chun Mo snapped off the tips of the wings in his hand and tossed them toward the stray dog. It sniffed them first, then wolfed them down. Chun Mo tossed it more bones, and little by little, the dog grew bolder and dared to come closer to him. In the end, it stopped guarding itself against him altogether. It simply stayed beside him quietly, chewing on the bones on the ground. Suddenly, Chun Mo felt something painfully familiar in that moment. In this unfamiliar city, he and that stray dog were the same, both drifting, both living cautiously for the sake of one meal. After getting home, Chun Mo saw that someone was using the bathroom, so he went out to the balcony and leaned there while smoking a cigarette. When he came back, he happened to run into Lin Fei coming out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel. The moment their eyes met, she threw him another huge eye roll. Chun Mo honestly could not understand it. Why was she always glaring at him for no reason? So what if he had seen her chest once? It was not like he had done it on purpose. Did she really have to hold on to it like this? The next day, Chun Mo treated himself and actually slept until he woke up naturally. Then he opened the delivery app and started taking orders. The very first order was a huge 1:40 box meals, all going to Kitty International Hotel. When Chun Mo first got the order, he even thought some pyramid scheme group was holding training at a 5-star hotel. But when he got to the entrance, security stopped him and told him takeout was not allowed inside, so the customer would have to come downstairs and pick it up. Left with no choice, Chun Mo called the person who had placed the order. IT was a girl. She told him to hand the phone to the security guard, and he had no idea what she said to him. A moment later, the guard handed the phone back to Chun Mo. Then he told him to take the staff elevator and deliver the food directly to the conference room on the 29th floor. On the first trip, Chun Mo only carried 20 box meals upstairs and left the rest on his electric bike. He even asked the guard to keep an eye on them for him. The only person in the conference room was the girl who had placed the order, and she told Chun Mo he could just leave the meals on the table. Then Chun Mo went back downstairs to get the rest. But when he carried the second batch into the conference room, the sight in front of him left him completely stunned. Shin Yuchu was right there in the middle of the crowd. The instant their eyes met, Chun Mo could barely believe what he was seeing. But Shin Yuchu was standing right there in that conference room, looking straight at him. At that moment, a man opened one of the boxed meals and handed it to her. In an extremely respectful tone, he said, "President Shun, you've worked hard in the meeting. Please eat first." Shin Yuchu took the meal from him and politely thanked him. Chun Mo's scalp went numb instantly. Just yesterday, he and his second uncle had beaten up her boyfriend, and now he had come delivering food right on her turf. Was this not walking straight into a trap? He hurriedly set the boxed meals down, then said to the girl who ordered them, "Your order is complete. Please enjoy." The moment he finished speaking, He turned and headed out, practically rushing into the elevator in one breath. All he wanted was to get out of Kitty International Hotel as fast as possible. This elevator went straight down from the 29th floor without stopping even once. Chun Mo watched the numbers drop one by one until it finally reached the first floor. But the moment the doors opened, he froze. There were at least 4 security guards waiting right outside. Chun Mo forced himself to stay calm and kept his head down as he tried to walk out, but 2 guards immediately stepped up and blocked his way. One of them said, "Come with us." Chun Mo frowned. "For what? You've got the wrong guy." The guard snapped, "Cut the crap." One of them, clearly the leader, gave the order on the spot and said to the other 3, "Take him first." Chun Mo immediately shouted, "On what grounds? You're just security guards. What gives you the right to restrict my personal freedom?" The second he shouted that, quite a few people in the hotel lobby turned to look. But the lobby manager reacted fast. With a polite smile, he explained to the surrounding guests, "We're very sorry for disturbing everyone. A hotel guest just reported a missing valuable item and suspects this delivery rider took advantage of the situation to steal it. We've already detained the suspect and will be sending him to the police station shortly, but we sincerely apologize. There are thieves among the delivery guys now." The quality of delivery workers these days is terrible. You hear about them eating people's food and spitting in the elevators, and now there are thieves too. Who would dare order takeout anymore? A perfectly good platform gets ruined by people like this. Chun Mo shouted at the top of his lungs, his face twisted with anger, insisting that he was being framed. But no one believed a word he said, and no one cared about his yelling. All he got in return were cold faces and people holding up their phones to record him. But the 4 security guards did not do what the lobby manager claimed and take him to the police station. Instead, they simply held Chun Mo in a room against his will. They confiscated his phone and pinned him down onto a chair. After Chun Mo was secured, the fat security guard said to the other 2, "You guys go execute the order. Xiao Zhang and I will stay here and watch him." The other 2 clearly were not happy and said to the fat guard, "Why don't you go do it? We'll stay here and watch him." The fat guard cursed immediately. "Cut the bullshit. If I told you to go, then go. Quit your bitching and get moving." The 2 security guards had no choice but to leave the room with bitter looks on their faces. The fat guard took off his cap and casually tossed it aside. Then he sprawled out on one of the beds. He said to the other guard beside him, "Give me a cigarette." "Damn, lying down feels way better. Let me go." Chun Mo shouted, "This is illegal detention. You're breaking the law." The fat guard threatened him coldly. "Shut up. I don't give a damn what illegal detention means that I do whatever the boss tells me to do. If you keep screaming and disturb my rest, see this?" He pointed at his foot. "I'll stuff this pair of socks I haven't washed in a week right into your mouth." That threat really worked. He hit Chun Mo hard enough that he did not dare say another word, because he honestly believed the man was fully capable of carrying it out. The 2 security guards just lay there in the room, smoking. Chun Mo waited in silence, his heart pounding with anxiety. He had no idea what was going to happen next or who he was about to face, so all he could do was sit quietly and wait. Before long, the 2 guards actually fell asleep right there on the beds. Chun Mo tried to escape, but his hands and feet were tied to the chair. Every struggle he made ended up being completely useless. Maybe 3 or 4 hours passed. Then the door that had been shut tight finally opened. Hearing the sound, the 2 guards scrambled up from the bed. Shin Yuchu appeared in the room with 5 people behind her. The girl right behind her was the same one who had placed the food order earlier that day. Beside that girl was the lobby manager, and the other 2 at the back were security guards. The moment they saw Shin Yuchu come in, the 2 guards who had just been sleeping hurried to their feet and greeted her respectfully. "President Shun." Shin Yuchu frowned and asked, "Why is he tied up?" The lobby manager shot the fat guard a vicious glare and immediately barked. "Who told you to tie him up? Untie him right now." After Chun Mo was untied, Shin Yuchu gave an order to the people around her. "All of you, get out first. Without my permission, no one comes in." The lobby manager still tried to kiss up to her and quickly said, "President Shun, he..." Out. Seeing how resolute Shin Yuchu's tone was, no one dared to say another word. One by one, they shuffled out of the room awkwardly. Shin Yuchu looked at Chun Mo coldly and asked, "What exactly is your grudge with Yu Hao? Why were you so heavy-handed yesterday?" So his name was Yu Hao. Only then did Chun Mo finally learn what that man's name was. Chun Mo looked back at her and shot back, "Is it really necessary to play dumb? Don't you know exactly why he got beaten?" But Shin Yuchu spoke in a tone that sounded like she had completely seen through people like him. "Do you people really think fighting back and forth every day means anything? Can't you just sit down and communicate properly if there's an issue?" Today you beat him up, tomorrow he beats you up. Does that solve the problem? I know what kind of temper Yu Hao has, that he can be a bit arrogant, and the people around him are the same. But I really don't understand how you people can fight like this over the smallest things. That was when it hit Chun Mo. Shun Yuchu had actually mistaken him for some street thug. He looked at her and asked, "Will you listen to my explanation?" Shin Yuchu did not give him any face at all and said directly, "The only reason I kept you here was to tell you one thing. I don't go blocking Yu Hao in the middle of the night anymore. But if you want money, you can ask me directly. Stop making things difficult for him." Chun Mo instantly lost his temper. Glaring at Shin Yuchu, he asked, "You had your people tie me up here for 3 or 4 hours and ruin my entire afternoon of work just to tell me that bullshit?" Shin Yuchu retorted, "Otherwise what? What else do you think I could possibly say to you?" Chun Mo's anger flared up on the spot, and he said coldly, "Fine. Since you had something to say to me, then I've got something to tell you too. That first box meal delivered at noon. You ate it, didn't you? Let me tell you right now that I'd already taken several bites out of that meal. What you ate was my leftovers, and I even spat in it." Shin Yuchu's eyes flew wide open. The next second, she clamped a hand over her mouth and ran straight for the restroom. It felt damn satisfying. Chinamo grabbed his phone and swaggered right out. Outside the room, the lobby manager and several security guards were all standing there, and the way they looked at him was clearly strange. Chinamo did not care in the slightest. He walked off like he owned the place. The more he thought about it, the better it felt, and he strode straight out of the hotel lobby. It was right around dinner rush, so he planned to get back to taking delivery orders, only to find that his account had already been suspended. He contacted customer service to ask what was going on, and they told him he might be connected to a theft case, so his courier status had been temporarily revoked. In plain English, he had been fucking fired. Chinamo could not even figure out who the hell he had offended. Was delivering food not hard enough already? How had he ended up locked in a full-blown feud with these people for no reason? He turned around and shot the words Kitty International Hotel one furious look, then spat hard on the ground. The next second, a bunch of security guards rushed out of the hotel, shouting, "Grab him! Don't let him get away!" All he did was spit once, and they were already trying to arrest him. Chun Mo turned and bolted. But before he got far, one of the guards near the gate kicked him hard and sent him crashing to the ground. Right after that, the others swarmed him and pinned him down again. This time, they did not drag Chun Mo back into the hotel. Instead, they shoved him straight into a Buick van. Shin Yuchu then took the left seat in the second row. Chun Mo, with both his hands and feet tied, was dumped into the seat on the right. Worried that he might struggle, they even wrapped another 2 loops of rope around his body. 2 guards sat in the third row, and another one was up front. Chun Mo immediately felt his nerves tighten. He turned to Shin Yuchu beside him and asked, "What are you trying to do? I only took a couple bites of your lunch. That you're not actually going to kill me over that, are you?" "Shut up." Shin Yuchu shot him a disgusted glare. "If you dare bring up lunch one more time, I'll have them throw you out of the car right now." Fine, I won't say it anymore," Chinamo said at once, backing down. "But at least tell me where you're taking me. You've already screwed me over badly enough that I even lost my job because of you." Shin Yuchu replied coldly, "Whether you still have a job or not has nothing to do with me. But if Yu Hao gets hurt, I will make sure you end up in court." "Wait." Chinamo paused, then quickly asked, "What exactly is Yu Hao to you? And what does whatever happens to him have to do with me?" Shin Yuchu answered coldly, "Shin Yu Hao is my younger brother. I don't want him getting hurt." The second he heard that, Chun Mo felt a weird flicker of excitement. "Whether your brother got hurt or not has nothing to do with me. Your friend kidnapped my brother. I'm taking you there to trade for him." Chun Mo looked at Shin Yuchu in disbelief. "You're saying your brother got kidnapped and you're using me to make the trade? Or using my friend as the chip? Since when did I know a friend that badass?" Shin Yuchu said calmly, "The one from last night." Chun Mo's heart jolted. The one from last night? Second uncle? What the hell had his second uncle done? His head felt like it was about to explode. Had they not already agreed last night that this whole thing was over? Why had his second uncle gone after Shin Yu Hao again? Was a rich guy like Shin Yu Hao really that easy to push around? Chinamo could not tell anymore if his second uncle had really gone that far, and he did not dare ask more. The ride stayed mostly silent as the van drove from downtown all the way out to the eastern third ring outskirts. In the end, they arrived at a rundown warehouse. Another Buick van was parked nearby, and Chinmo's second uncle Santana from last night was there too. A table had been set up beside the 2 vehicles. Though calling it a table was generous, it was really just 2 old tires stacked together. A random wooden board had been thrown on top, and that was enough to pass for a table. There were a few cans and several dishes of braised food on it. Around the table lay more than a dozen empty beer bottles. Shinmo's second uncle sat alone on one side of the table. Shin Yu-hao and several others sat around the other three sides. A lot of them looked miserable, every single one bruised and swollen. Even Shin Yu-hao was no exception. The second Shin Yu-chu saw that scene, she could not take it anymore. She jumped out of the car and ran straight toward the table. Yu-hao, how did you get beaten this badly? Who did this? She asked in alarm. As she said that, her eyes landed on Chun Mo's second uncle. But his second uncle did not even spare Shin Yu-chu a glance. The fat security guard kicked Chun Mo off the van. Then the other two guards hauled him back up from the ground. The fat guard shouted, "Let our young master go right now, or we'll kill the hostage." When Chun Mo's second uncle saw that, he was clearly caught off guard. His brows tightened, but he did not say anything. He set down his glass and stood up. "What's this supposed to mean?" Shin Yu-chu looked at him and demanded, "Was it you who beat my brother into this state? Didn't we already agree last night that this was over? What exactly are you people still trying to do?" "Sis, stop." Shin Yu-hao got to his feet with his head lowered. "This isn't their fault, it's mine. The five of us couldn't beat him alone, I had it coming." If Chun Mo had not heard it with his own ears, he never would have believed it. The four men Shin Yu-hao brought had clearly held the advantage in size, but they had still all been beaten down by Chun Mo's second uncle, and beaten badly enough that they accepted it completely. Shin Yu-chu raised a hand with heartache in her eyes and gently touched Shin Yu-hao's swollen face. "Does it hurt?" Shin Yu-hao nodded first, then shook his head. "I'm fine. Getting beaten up isn't exactly new to me, but he's the first one who's ever really beaten me into submission. This isn't their fault." "Hold it, hold it, hold it." Shinmo's second uncle cut him off. "Your sister's really something. She actually had my nephew taken. Let's call today's mess even. You let my nephew go, and I'll let you walk. As for tonight's appearance fee for throwing hands, I'll waive it this time, but don't let there be a next time." Trying to show off in front of Shin Yu-chu, the fat guard rolled up his sleeves and said, "President Shun, they're being way too arrogant. Let me teach them a lesson." Shin Yu-chu shot the fat guard a vicious glare. Then she turned to Shin Yu-hao and said, "What exactly is the grudge between you people? Can we settle it once and for all today? Can you stop causing trouble already? You're not a child anymore. When are you finally going to grow up? Before Dad passed away, he told me to take good care of you. Can you please give me one less thing to worry about? I have to look after you and run the company all by myself. Do you think that's easy?" As she spoke, tears actually started falling from Shin Yu-chu's eyes. The moment Shin Yu-hao saw her crying, he panicked. "Sis, I know I was wrong. Please don't cry, okay?" he begged. "This is my fault. I got beaten up last night and couldn't let it go. So today I called a few guys over because I wanted to teach them a lesson. I just didn't expect us to be outmatched. The five of us couldn't even beat him alone. I won't cause trouble for you again. I swear. Please stop crying, okay?" "Hey," Shonamo shouted from the side. "While you're all catching up, can somebody untie me first? I'm still fucking tied up over here. If we're doing a prisoner exchange, my second uncle never even tied your brother up. Can you people at least keep your word and let me go first?" Shin Yu-chu gave the fat guard a look. The fat guard hurried over and untied Shinamo. Shin Yu-chu obviously still cared more about her brother and asked, "Why did you stop Yu-hao last night?" Shinamo immediately shouted, "Can you stop pretending? You hit me with your car, then sent him to my place to beat me up and smash my phone. Don't tell me you knew nothing about that." Hearing that, Shin Yu-chu was completely stunned. She stared at Shinamo for a full 3 seconds, then slowly turned her head to look at Shin Yu-hao. With his head lowered, Shin Yu-hao said, "Sis, let me explain." He did not really dare meet her eyes as he spoke in a low voice. "That night, didn't you tell me you hit someone with your car and asked me to go get your ID back? So I thought somebody was trying to scam you and that he was holding your ID to blackmail you. So I brought a few guys to where he lived and took the ID back. I was also worried he had your phone number and might keep harassing you or something. So when we left, I smashed his phone too." By the end, Shin Yu-hao's voice had gotten smaller and smaller, and then that led to what happened last night. Shin Yu-chu was utterly shocked. She looked at Shin Mo, then looked at Shin Yu-hao. Shin Yu-hao had practically tucked his head into his collar, looking terrified out of his mind. Shin Mo looked at Shin Yu-chu and asked, "Clear now? You didn't have time to hear me out, so now you can hear your brother explain it. So, is it clear now? You were the ones who hit me with the car, and you were the ones who sent people to beat me up. Today, your lobby manager even framed me as a thief. The delivery platform has already suspended my rider account, and now I've lost my job too. This is all because of you people. Did I ever provoke you? Why the hell did you have to ruin me like this?" Shin Yu-chu's face flushed red at once. and her tone finally softened. She apologized in a low voice. "I'm sorry. I'll compensate you." Chun Mo replied coldly. "Thanks, but no thanks. Don't think your filthy money gives you the right to do whatever you want." After saying that, Chun Mo swaggered right over to his second uncle. He grabbed a bottle of beer and chugged it in one shot, then tossed the empty bottle aside. He said to his second uncle, "Honestly, I never would have guessed you could fight like that." His second uncle answered with total indifference, "I'm decent." Then he got to his feet and said to Shin Yu-Chu, "Miss, for what I can tell, you're still someone who can listen to reason. Talking to reasonable people always feels better. You were the ones who hit someone with your car. You were the ones who showed up at his place, beat him up, and smashed his phone. And now you're also the ones who got my nephew fired. A grievance this big deserves some kind of solution, doesn't it? You can't just expect him to swallow it for free." Blushing, Shin Yu-Chu asked, "Then how much do you want?" His second uncle thought about it and said, "Forget the money. That if you hand him cash, he'll just send it straight home for his dad's treatment. Better idea, give him a job." Shin Yu-Chu said, "No," at almost the exact same time. Chun Mo blurted out, "Don't want it." Shin Yu-Chu glanced at Chun Mo and said in a lowered voice, "Our company doesn't hire people with bad character." His second uncle's face darkened immediately. "What do you mean by that? How exactly does my nephew have bad character?" Shin Yu-Chu flushed even redder and said in embarrassment, "He ate my lunch and then made me eat his leftovers." Ha ha ha. Chun Mo could not hold back anymore and burst out laughing. Then he said to his second uncle, "Let's go. Don't worry about my job, but if I can't deliver food anymore, I can do something else." And by the way, Chun Mo looked at Shin Yu-Chu and Shin Yu-Hao again. "This settles everything, right? You're not coming after me again, right? And you're not going to lock me up again either, right?" Shin Yu-Chu's face turned even redder after hearing that. Shin Yu-Hao immediately said loudly, "Don't worry, I admit defeat. I really do respect Brother Jiet. If you ever need anything, just say the word." Chun Mo's second uncle did not even bother responding to Shin Yu-Hao. He simply said to Chun Mo, "Let's go get settled, that I'll drive you back." Chun Mo climbed into that beat-up old Santana. His second uncle was still the one driving. Chun Mo could not help asking, "Did you really take all of them down by yourself?" His second uncle shot back, "What's so hard about that?" Chun Mo suddenly did not even know what to say. His second uncle really was something else. Not long after that, his second uncle drove Chun Mo back to the city and casually asked what he planned to do next, and whether he was still going to keep delivering food. Chun Mo said, "My rider account's already been banned, so forget food delivery. I'll just find another job and make a living some other way. After all, I'm already 23 this year that I'm an adult." Before leaving, his second uncle repeated the same thing as always. If anything came up, Chun Mo should call him. After getting out of the car, Chun Mo was suddenly hit by a kind of emptiness he had never felt before. In the past, his days had always been packed from dawn to night with food deliveries, and whenever he got back to where he lived, all he wanted was a quick shower before collapsing straight into bed. He used to wish for a day when life would not be so busy, but now that the day had actually come, he had no idea what he was supposed to do next. To Chun Mo, the tiny room he rented was nothing more than a place to sleep. It did not feel like home at all. At that moment, he was even starting to resent going back to that cramped little space. He did not know what he would do once he got there, and those cold walls would only make the loneliness hit harder. People hurried past with rushed footsteps and tired faces. Chun Mo squatted by the curb outside the back gate of the Paris Spring Complex, watching the stream of pedestrians and the cold, lonely pulse of the city. That stray dog slowly walked over and circled around him once. Then it quietly sat down beside him. Two souls who did not know each other, sharing the same loneliness. At around 6:30, Lin Yifei entered Chun Mo's line of sight. She was still carrying a lunchbox in her hand and walked straight toward him. The stray dog beside Chun Mo got to its feet the second it saw Lin Yifei, its tail wagging in a steady rhythm. When Lin Yifei reached the roadside, she did not glare at Chun Mo this time. Instead, she quietly opened the lunchbox she had brought with her. Inside were leftovers. The stray dog seemed long used to this kind of life and immediately lowered its head and started eating in big mouthfuls. Chun Mo took the initiative to speak and asked, "Do you bring it food every day?" Lin Yifei glanced at him and said, "These are leftovers from my co-workers' lunches. Throwing them away felt wasteful, so I bring them back for Bibu." After a pause, she added, "Did I misunderstand you that night? You really were the delivery guy, weren't you?" Chun Mo looked down at the delivery uniform he was still wearing and laughed at himself. Too many complaints on why courier account got banned. I used to be a delivery guy. Not anymore. Lin Yifei hesitated for a moment, then apologized on her own. "I'm sorry that I was in a bad mood that night. I shouldn't have left a bad review without asking what really happened. Shin and Mo forced a casual tone and said, "It's fine, that's all in the past now." Lin Yifei crouched down and rubbed the stray dog's head while chatting with Shin and Mo. "So are you looking for a different job now?" Shin and Mo replied, "Yeah, started tomorrow, I guess. Are you close with this dog?" Lin Yifei said, "Its name is Bubu, that it's just a local mutt from the nearby urban village, but it's really well behaved." After Bubu finished the food in the lunchbox, it picked up the container and the plastic bag in its mouth and trotted over to a trash bin nearby. After dealing with the trash, it came back wagging its tail, almost like it was greeting the two of them again. Then it ran off into the distance. Chun Emo and Lin Yifei watched Bubu disappear around the corner. After that, they walked back into the complex together, and this was probably the first real conversation Shin and Mo had ever had with Lin Yifei. He learned that Lin Yifei had also only just graduated from college, and then the two of them started talking about the couple living next door. Shin and Mo said that in the several days since moving in, he had barely seen them at all. Lin Yifei said she rarely saw that couple either. In her opinion, they were probably students from a nearby university who only came by once in a while to spend night there, then left early the next morning. Shun and Mo immediately got it. This place was basically their cheap little hookup pad. After all, getting a hotel room cost at least $100 or more each time, while renting this place for a month was only about $1,000, way more cost effective. Because of a stray dog named Bubu, Chun Mo and Lin Yifei had more or less let go of their earlier awkwardness. At last, they were able to chat normally, and the two of them finally had a real chance to get to know each other. The next morning, Chun Mo woke up at 7:30. Like always, his first instinct was to look for his delivery uniform. But the moment he found it, it hit him that his courier account had already been banned. In other words, he was no longer qualified to take orders or deliver food today. Then it suddenly occurred to him that his scooter was still at Kitty International Hotel. When he had been grabbed and taken away yesterday, his electric bike had been left there. Chun Mo hurriedly threw on some clothes. Then he grabbed a motorbike taxi at the entrance of the complex and headed straight for Kitty International Hotel. Inside the guard booth at Kitty International Hotel, Chun Mo spotted the same fat security guard from yesterday, still on duty. The second Chun Mo saw him, the guard saw him too. Holding a rubber baton, the fat guard sneered, "What are you doing here again, kid? Looking to get your ass kicked." Chun Mo instantly got pissed. "Cut the crap. Where's my scooter?" The fat guard waved the baton and threatened him. "What scooter? There is no scooter you're looking for here. Get lost." Chun Mo's temper flared on the spot. "My electric bike. Where the hell is my electric bike? It was parked here yesterday. Who stole it? Pull the cameras. Check the surveillance." The fat guard laughed and said with obvious contempt, "You think you can just demand access to the surveillance cameras at an international hotel like this? What? You think this place belongs to you?" Chun Mo seriously wanted to slap him. The fat guard only got smugger. "That beat-up scooter of yours? Even if you report it to the police, they probably won't even bother filing a case, and you're treating it like some treasure." Before he could finish, the fat guy suddenly straightened up and snapped into a professional-looking salute. It was obvious somebody important had arrived. Chun Mo turned his head and saw Shun Yochu's white Range Rover driving over and stopping beside him. Sitting inside the car, Shun Yochu looked at him and asked, "What are you doing here again?" Chun Mo snapped back, "You think I wanted to come to this dump? I'm here for my scooter. IT was parked here yesterday, and now it's gone." The fat guard immediately leaned in and said, "President Shun, don't bother with him. He wants us to pull the hotel surveillance over that junk scooter of his. He seriously thinks way too much of himself." "President Shun, you go ahead with your work, that I'll handle this scooter thing." Shin Yuchu looked at the fat guard and asked, "And how exactly are you going to handle it? Where's the scooter?" Grinning maliciously, the fat guard said, "Xiao Zhang, who was on duty yesterday, said they saw city enforcement officers haul that electric bike away and toss it onto their truck." Chun Mo completely lost his temper. "You saw city enforcement take my scooter and didn't say a word? I came here to deliver food to your hotel staff, and just because I delivered food here, I lost my job. And when my scooter got taken too, you couldn't even warn me? You couldn't even help watch it for a while. Do you people have any humanity at all?" The fat guard bared his teeth, looking openly pleased by Chun Mo's misery, and said in a mocking tone, "And why exactly should we help you?" "Enough." Shin Yuchu was clearly annoyed now. She turned to the fat guard and said, "Badge him through the elevator and bring him to my office." With that, she drove off toward the parking area. The fat guard was completely dumbfounded. "Wait, did I hear that right? President Shun wants me to bring you to her office?" Shin Yochu's office was on the 29th floor, and it could only be reached by a restricted elevator. In fact, all of the hotel's management offices were located on the 29th floor. One of the elevators was for internal staff only, and outside visitors needed authorized access to use it. What Shin Yu-chu had just done was tell the fat guard to grant Shin Imo elevator access. Once he got to the 29th floor, Shin Imo found Shin Yu-chu's office. On the door was a plaque with the words General Manager. Shin Imo really had not expected Shin Yu-chu to be the general manager. For someone that young to already hold a position like that, she was seriously impressive. But at that moment, Shin Imo could not stop his thoughts from running wild again. Could it be that she had slept her way into that position? To be fair, she definitely had the looks for it. After all, Shin Imo had never seen much of the world. In his eyes, Shin Yu-chu's office was already the most luxurious office he had ever seen in his life. Shin Yu-chu was wearing a light top, and personally made Shin Imo a cup of coffee. As she handed it to him, she asked, "How much was your scooter worth?" For some reason, Shin Imo suddenly felt like messing with her a little. Looking at her with disdain, he asked, "Money. In your eyes, is money all-powerful? Can money solve everything? I'm telling you, I've ridden that scooter for 3 years. Ever since the day I started doing food delivery, that scooter's been with me. It's been through wind and rain with me, through all that sun and weather, and now, just because it delivered food to your company once, it's dead for good. Do you people really think that's okay? Can your conscience handle that?" Holding her coffee and leaning against her desk, Shin Yu-chu looked at him and said, "You're making it sound so righteous. Like you and that scooter shared some deep bond. But no matter how deep it was, it doesn't change anything. There's no way I'm going to help you get it back from city enforcement. So let's be direct. How much do you want me to pay?" Shin Imo instantly got annoyed and snapped, "Can you talk about anything other than money?" Shin Yu-chu still carried herself with that same arrogant air. With someone whose character is questionable, money is the only thing I can discuss. Shin Imo stared at her. "My character is questionable?" Shin Yu-chu shot back. "Does a person with decent character steal bites from someone else's takeout?" Shin Imo was left speechless for a moment. He really did not know what to say to that. Shin Yu-chu lifted her wrist and checked the time. Then she said, "Don't waste my time. I have another meeting soon. Just name a number and I'll pay it." Shin Imo did not even know where that stubborn streak came from, but he suddenly felt determined to argue this out with her. Raising his voice, he said, "I already told you. I don't want money. I want my scooter. Is 5,000 enough?" When Shin Imo said nothing, Shin Yu-chu continued, "What about 8,000? Shin Imo still did not answer. Shin Yu-chu's tone hardened. 10,000? That should be enough this time, right? Shin Imo looked at her and asked, "Do you think I'm here to extort you? Do you really think my character is that bad?" Shin Yu-chu said coldly, "Enough. 20,000. If you don't want it, then get out of my office right now and don't show up in front of me again." Shin Imo raised a finger and pointed to Shin Yu-chu as he backed away. Then, in an overly dramatic tone, he threw out, "You live a miserable life. In your eyes, there's nothing but money. How could you ever understand the pain of losing a companion? Talking to you about feelings is a waste of my feelings. Go hug your money and live your life. Goodbye." With that, Shin Imo turned and headed for the door. "Wait," Shin Yu-chu called out from behind him. There was still a trace of threat in her voice as she said, "Don't regret this. I'm giving you one more chance. 20,000 in compensation. Don't need it." Shin Imo tossed the words back without even turning around and kept walking. Behind him, Shin Yu-chu said, "Fine, then I'll owe you one. If there's ever something you need my help with, as long as it doesn't violate my principles, I will repay what I owe you. Remember my number." After walking out of Kitty International Hotel, Shin Imo honestly wanted to slap himself hard across the face. He had gone way too far with that act. 20,000, a full 20,000, but why the hell had he turned it down? He just had to act tough in front of Shin Yu-chu, that rich girl. Sure, he pulled the act off beautifully, but the price of pulling it off was losing 20 grand for nothing. Shin Imo did not even know how he was supposed to comfort himself. At the very least, though, he had gotten Shin Yu-chu's number again. Fine. That was about the only way he could console himself now. As Shin Imo walked back, he casually scrolled through his social media feed. To his surprise, he saw Gao Su post an update. "Thanks to my mom for giving birth to me 24 years ago. Mom, you've worked hard." Seeing that post made Shin Imo feel unexpectedly warm inside. Gao Su was his high school classmate, and back then, the two of them had been extremely close. There had not even been many boys in their liberal arts class to begin with, and since seats were arranged by grades, the two of them had both ended up in the front row. Every exam, Shin Imo and Gao Su were always near the very top of the class. The number one spot in class was almost always either Shin Imo or Gao Su. The top seat pretty much rotated between them. After high school, Gao Su got into Yunnan University with a score of 590. Shin Imo, on the other hand, gave up even though he had scored over 600. His family simply could not afford to send him to college. On top of that, his father's kidney disease kept draining money, and Chun-mo had wanted to start working early so he could help ease the burden at home. 4 years ago, Gao-su came to Kunming for college, while Chun-mo came to Kunming to work. During that first stretch after arriving, the two of them still met up often. But later, as their circles grew more and more different, they naturally stopped keeping in touch as much as before. Even so, that old bond between them had never really disappeared. Looking at Gao-su's post, Chun-mo left a comment under it. "Happy birthday, bro." Not long after, Gao-su sent him a message. "Momo, you free tonight? Can you come to my birthday gathering? It's been almost half a year since we last met, right?" Chun-mo replied, "More than half a year that you're about to graduate too, aren't you?" Gao-su answered, "Yet I've already reached the stage where I can leave campus, and I'm looking for an internship now." Chun-mo asked whether he had any good prospects in mind. Gao-su replied, "I majored in business administration. I've already turned down a few companies, and now I want to find a job in hotel management. If you're free tonight, come over so we can talk in person. It's on Dinchi Road, and remember to bring your girlfriend. Let your brother here see whether you're doing well these days." Staring at the screen, Chun-mo could not help feeling a wave of emotion that if he had been able to keep going to college 4 years ago, then by today, maybe he too could be casually chatting with a friend and saying lightly that he was looking for a hotel management job. Some people get to choose their lives, while others are only chosen by life. And a girlfriend? Where the hell was he supposed to steal one from? Then, all of a sudden, he thought of Shun Yu-chu. Had she not promised him one favor? Could he bring Shun Yu-chu along to dinner tonight? He could introduce Shun Yu-chu to Gao-su while he was at it. Was Gao-su not trying to get into hotel management? Shun Yu-chu was the general manager of Kitty International Hotel. Even if she could not directly get Gao-su into Kitty International Hotel, she could at least make an introduction and maybe offer him some useful connections. The second that thought hit him, Chun-mo called Shun Yu-chu. The very first thing Shun Yu-chu said after picking up was, "What? Regretting it already? Are you calling now because you want that 20,000 after all?" Chun-mo teased her, "In your eyes, can I not be a normal person for once? Does me calling you automatically mean I'm asking for money?" "Huh." Shun Yu-chu laughed without even trying to hide it. "Then what are you calling me for?" Chun-mo said, "Did you not promise me earlier that as long as it didn't violate your principles, you'd agree to one thing? You said that, didn't you?" Shun Yu-chu replied, "Yeah, I said yes. Oh, what do you want me to do?" Chun-mo said, "Come with me tonight to a friend's birthday dinner. Just eat a meal with me. That doesn't violate your principles, does it? And it's not too much, right? Dinner." Shun Yu-chu's voice clearly rose on the other end. "You want me to go eat with you? Do you think I have that much free time?" Chun-mo's tone dropped, and he said, "If you don't want to come, I'm not forcing you. But at least then I'll know exactly what kind of person you, Shun Yu-chu, really are. Aside from seeing nothing but money, you also don't keep your word. Whether you come or not, that's on you." Shun Yu-chu was probably genuinely annoyed by Chun-mo at that point, and she said through gritted teeth, "Fine, just wait that I'll go have this dinner with you tonight. After that, don't bother me again, that we'll be even." Chun-mo said, "But you have to promise me something that don't undermine me at the dinner table that of course, I won't do anything inappropriate to you either. Just show up as a friend." Shun Yu-chu replied without much hesitation, "Find out I get it. See you tonight." After settling things with Shun Yu-chu, Chun-mo felt a bit secretly pleased that it had been half a year since he last saw Gao-su, and today was Gao-su's birthday on top of that. On the way out, Chun-mo stopped by a small convenience shop and bought a red envelope. Then he stuffed 500 yuan into it. 500 yuan was definitely not a small amount for Chun-mo, but when he thought about how Gao-su's friends were probably all college students, and how college students these days seem pretty generous with money, he could not help worrying that his envelope might be too thin and make Gao-su lose face. At 6:15, Chun-mo arrived at the restaurant entrance. Shun Yu-chu's white Range Rover was already parked there. When she saw Chun-mo arrive, she got out and walked over to him, still dressed in business attire. Chun-mo stood at the entrance, looking her up and down. Shun Yu-chu shot him a glare and asked, "What are you looking at? You never told me what I was supposed to wear. Besides, I really didn't have time to go change. The moment I got the address you sent me, I came straight from the office." Chun-mo smiled and said, "Honestly, I didn't expect it, but you really do look pretty impressive in business clothes." That earned him yet another huge eye roll from Shun Yu-chu. Chun-mo then brought Shun Yu-chu into the private dining room. The moment he pushed the door open, he saw Gao-su sitting in the seat of honor, chatting with a guy on his left. There were around a dozen people in the room. The second Gao-su saw Chun-mo, he immediately stood up and called out, "Momo, you finally made it. We've all been waiting for you. Come sit over here." As he said that, he gestured for the guy next to him to shift over and make room. Shin Mo walked over to the seat the guy had just vacated, pulled out a cigarette pack, and offered one to the guy who had given him the seat. The guy glanced at the cheap cigarettes in Chun Mo's hand and did not take one. Instead, he politely pointed at the pack of expensive cigarettes on the table, showing that he already had his own. Gao Su then introduced Chun Mo to the others. "Everyone, let me introduce you. This is Chun Mo. We're from the same county, and he was my best friend back in high school. He used to be a top student too. He scored over 600 on the college entrance exam." Chun Mo gave a bitter little smile and said to Gao Su, "Forget it. Let's not bring up the past. Happy birthday." As he spoke, he handed over the red envelope. Gao Su lightly pinched it with his fingers. Then he waved his hand and said to Chun Mo, "Momo, you're being too polite. I didn't ask you to come here, so you bring a red envelope or anything that I just figure it's been half a year since we last met. So we should all get together. Let's get the food started first. We'll eat, drink, and talk. And this must be your girlfriend, right? What should we call you?" Shin Yu-Chu did not show any particular reaction to being called his girlfriend. She simply smiled and said, "My name is Shin Yu-Chu." Looking at Shin Yu-Chu, Gao Su said with obvious pride, "My name's Gao Su. I'm majoring in business administration at Yunnan University in Momo, and I go way back." When Gao Su mentioned his school and major, his voice clearly got louder, and the pride in it was hard to miss. At that moment, another guy cut in and said, "Let's get the food started. Let's get the food started." The private room quickly turned lively again. The smokers kept smoking, the talkers kept talking. There were also two obvious couples clinging all over each other. Gao Su pulled out his cigarettes and handed one to Chun Mo. Then he said, "Momo, if you'd stuck with school back then, you wouldn't have ended up delivering food now." "A delivery guy?" The girl sitting next to Gao Su asked in a tone that barely hid her contempt. "For mate one or not me?" People online are always exposing delivery guys for sneaking bites of the food. Did I ask that actually true? Before Chun Mo could even open his mouth, another guy jumped in. "Wang Hui, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Sneaking bites is nothing. Haven't you seen that video? Using the customer's soup as mouthwash in the elevator, then spitting it back in. Now that's truly disgusting. This industry is way too chaotic right now, and the platforms don't even bother cleaning it up. It's all done by idle people with no steady jobs, that if someone had a real job, who would go deliver food." For a moment, Chun Mo felt his face burning and could not bring himself to look at the group chatting away. He was even less able to look at Shun Yu-Chu sitting beside him. Just as the conversation kept rolling in that direction, one of the girls suddenly turned to Shin Yu-Chu and asked, "Do you deliver food too?" Shin Yu-Chu looked at the girl, smiled faintly, and said, "Yeah, Chun Mo and I both do delivery. We're co-workers." The girl immediately looked envious and said, "Delivering food every day out in the wind and sun must be exhausting, right? To be working in that kind of environment and still maintain your skin this well? I'm seriously jealous." Shin Yu-Chu only smiled and did not explain, letting those sheltered girls keep talking. Gao Su clearly felt awkward and lowered his voice to comfort Chun Mo. "Don't take it to heart. They don't mean any harm. They're just chatting." Chun Mo gave a bitter smile and said to Gao Su, "It's fine that I get it." He was not just brushing Gao Su off. Chun Mo genuinely did understand. During his years of struggling in Kunming, he had come across all kinds of people. In his view, college students were one of the most lawless crowds out there. They had not truly stepped out of campus yet. Very few knew how to read the room, and even fewer actually cared about the feelings of those around them. Every one of them acted like heaven's chosen child. After a few rounds of drinks, the topics at the table gradually multiplied. Gao Su handed Chun Mo another cigarette and casually asked, "How's your dad's illness now? Can he still get a kidney transplant?" The moment that topic came up, Chun Mo's whole demeanor grew heavy. He picked up the full glass in front of him and downed it all in one breath. Then he said quietly, "Not much hope that a kidney costs hundreds of thousands. My family absolutely cannot afford that. Besides, a kidney transplant isn't something you can just buy with money. You still have to find a match. It's just been conservative treatment these past few years. He has to go to the hospital for dialysis every week, and the torment has left him nothing but skin and bones." Gao Su let out a long sigh too, recalling the past as he said, "Back then, you scored over 600 on the college entrance exam. Why didn't you just insist on going to college? I remember the whole school even organized a special fundraiser for you. That money was specifically meant for your education." Chun Mo cut him off directly. "I took that money to pay for my dad's medical bills." Gao Su fell silent for a few seconds, then asked softly, "Do you regret it? If you had gone to school back then, you could absolutely have much better choices right now." Chun Mo shook his head and lit the cigarette Gao Su handed him. In a low, lonely voice, he said, Even if I had 100 chances to choose again, I'd still use that money for my dad's treatment. The girl sitting on Gao Su's other side spoke in a lecturing tone. Why are you so immature? You should have used that money for school like we did and gotten into a top university first. Then you'd have your diploma and bachelor's degree, and you'd have way more choices when it came to finding a job. It wouldn't be like now, where all you can do is deliver food. Shin Yu-chu, who had barely spoken until now, finally cut in. Never judge people or situations you don't actually understand. What you're saying might make sense, but it isn't the right answer under every circumstance. The girl rolled her eyes like she did not care. Gao Su quickly stopped her. Lu Qian, enough that Momo's dad got sick years ago, and his mom's been home taking care of him ever since. His whole family is being held up by him alone right now. Lu Qian still muttered with disdain, short-sighted. What could Chunamo even say to that? He could feel the hand holding his glass trembling. Then, all of a sudden, he felt a pair of soft, warm hands lightly rest on the back of his own. Chunamo turned his head and saw Shun Yu-chu looking at him, her eyes unexpectedly gentle. Lu Qian shot the two of them a disdainful look, then turned to Gao Su. Did you send out all the resumes I told you to send last week? I've already gotten an interview notice. What about you? Gao Su put on a mysterious smile, opened his phone, and held it out in front of Lu Qian. Sounding excited, he said, Look, interview notice that IT came in around noon today. I'm going first thing tomorrow morning. That's amazing. Lu Qian got so excited that she threw her arms around Gao Su and kissed him on the face. Full of expectation, she said, I'm sure we'll both get into that hotel. A girl sitting across from the mast. What's going on with you two? Why are you so excited? Lu Qian said proudly, Gao Su and I applied together, and the hotel we wanted most just called us in for interviews tomorrow. Congrats, congrats. Everybody raise a glass and celebrate. This is why having a good education matters. You get to choose the industry you actually like. Gao Su turned down so many good companies for your sake. Lu Qian that you'd better do your best. After dinner, the second half of the night was karaoke. The KTV Gao Su booked was about 2 kilometers from the restaurant. When everyone left the private dining room, Gao Su's college friends walked ahead, while Chunamo and Shin Yu-chu stayed at the back. In a low voice, Chunamo said to Shin Yu-chu, Dinner's over. You already did what you promised, so you don't need to worry about me anymore. You can head out. Thanks for keeping your word. Shin Yu-chu asked softly, Are you going their second round? Chunamo shook his head. I'll just find an excuse and slip away that we don't really have anything to talk about anyway. Shin Yu-chu pursed her lips slightly and said, Where are you going? I'll drive you. By the time they reached the restaurant entrance, Gao Su had already stopped 3 taxis. The first one already had 4 people in it. The second had taken 2, and another couple was getting ready to get in. That left 5 people. Chunamo and Shin Yu-chu, Gao Su, and Lu Qian, plus one guy Chunamo didn't know. Lu Qian said to Shin Yu-chu, Let's just have the 5 of us squeeze in that we can talk to the driver. It's not far. Thanks. Shin Yu-chu smiled and said, Chunamo and I still have something to do, so we'll hang out another time. You're leaving already? Gao Su said, sounding disappointed. Come hang out for a bit. We don't get together often. Lu Qian secretly pinched Gao Su and said, Come on, don't force them. This is exactly the time people order late-night food. He can probably make a few more deliveries tonight, so don't hold him up. Chunamo said to Gao Su, Next time that we're both in Kunming anyway that we'll stay in touch and hang out more that we're heading out first. Gao Su said a little reluctantly, All right then, that I'll help you get a cab. Take it easy on the way. No need for a cab, that I didn't drink. As she said that, Shin Yu-chu pressed a remote, and the lights on the white Range Rover parked beside them flashed. Then she gave Gao Su a friendly wave and said bye. Gao Su and Lu Qian both looked a little stiff. Chunamo and Shun Yu-chu walked side by side toward the Range Rover. As he opened the door, Chunamo heard Lu Qian say behind him in a jealous, bitter tone, Your buddy's pretty funny, he definitely borrowed that car, just to look good. Whatever she said after that, Chunamo didn't hear, because he was already sitting in Shun Yu-chu's car. Once the car started moving, leaning back in the seat with his eyes closed, Chunamo couldn't see his future, but he could clearly feel tears sliding down his face. When the pressure of life left him unable to breathe, the only thing he seemed able to do was lick his wounds alone in the dark. He didn't want Shin Yu-chu to see him crying, so he rolled the window down. He let the night wind dry the tears and blow them away into the air. In the end, the car stopped outside the Paris Spring Complex. Chunamo got out and said goodbye to Shun Yu-chu. Just before he left, Shin Yu-chu called out to him and asked, Chunamo, do I still owe you anything? Chunamo stopped, turned to look at her, and shook his head. No, you don't. A relieved smile tugged at Shin Yu-chu's lips, and she quietly said goodbye. When Chunamo got home, Lin Yifei was in the living room on the phone. She kept apologizing and asking the other person to forgive her. When she saw Chen Mo come in, she greeted him with a look. Chen Mo acknowledged it, then went into the bathroom and took a shower. When he came out, he saw Lin Yifei sitting on the couch. Her eyes were red. Chen Mo pulled 2 tissues from a box on the coffee table and handed them straight to her. He didn't really know how to comfort her, that, if anything, he felt like he was the one who needed comforting more. Lin Yifei took the tissues from him and gave a slight nod in thanks. What a messed up city. What a messed up life in the end, Chen Mo drowned himself in a few bottles of beer. He slept until late the next morning and was only woken up by a phone call. He didn't even check who was calling. Out of habit from work, the first thing he said after answering was, "Hello." Shen Youchu's voice came from the other end. "You're still sleeping? Do you really have to be this lazy?" Half awake, Chen Mo muttered, "What's my being lazy got to do with you?" Shen Youchu said, "Can you do me a favor?" Chen Mo asked, "What is it?" She replied, "Come to my company and find me, that I'll tell you in person that if you want to refuse, I won't force you." Chen Mo hesitated for a few seconds, then said, "Wait for me, that I'll be there in half an hour. Keep your guard dogs under control and don't let them bite me, especially the fat one." Shen Youchu laughed. "You say that like you've really been bitten before." At 10:30, in Shen Youchu's office, she was sitting behind her desk, working at the computer and handling documents. Chen Mo walked up to her desk, braced both hands on it, and looked at her. "What kind of major problem needs me to come out and save the day?" Shen Youchu set down her mouse, leaned back in her chair, and folded her arms across her chest. Looking at Chen Mo, she said, "HR is interviewing a few people today, and I want your help. Today, you'll act as our HR director and help me see whether these people are worth hiring." "What?" Chen Mo stared at Shen Youchu. "You're kidding, right? You want me to help you be an interviewer?" Shen Youchu said with absolute calm, "I'm not joking. The candidates for the interview are already here, if you're willing to help me, you can go interview them right now. My assistant, Xiaoru, will assist you throughout the whole process. Actually, being an interviewer isn't that hard. You just need to look at the people coming in for the interview, if you get a good feeling about them, keep them for the internship period, if you don't get a good feeling, just reject them directly." Chen Mo looked at Shen Youchu in total confusion, unable to figure it out. "Why are you having me help you interview people? Do you have some other motive?" A faint, unreadable smile curled the corner of Shen Youchu's mouth. She stood up and said, "Go on, I'll have Xiaoru take you to the HR office. In a little while, you'll know exactly why I asked you to do this interview." Filled with curiosity, Chen Mo followed Xiaoru to the interview office. 4 sets of files were placed on the desk. Xiaoru introduced the situation. "At present, only these 4 people have passed the initial screening. But in the end, our company can only keep 2. Take a look at their files first, I'll go out and arrange things. Later, I'll notify the 4 of them to come in for the interview one by one. Which 2 get to stay in the end will be up to you to decide." That's President Shen's intention. Chen Mo opened the first interview resume. 26 years old, 2 years of hotel management experience, graduated from Southwest University of Political Science and Law. The second resume belonged to a girl with a major related to business administration. Her educational background wasn't particularly eye-catching, but her personal introduction was written very modestly. She seemed like a very low-key girl. But when Chen Mo opened the third resume, he froze on the spot that IT was actually Gao Su. Chen Mo instantly realized something and quickly opened the 4th file. Sure enough, Lu Qian's photo was printed on it. Last night, they had been at the dinner table, excitedly talking about how they had received an interview invitation from a hotel, thrilled beyond words. It turned out the hotel they had been talking about was Kitty International Hotel, and now Shen Youchu had him come here to interview them. What exactly was her intention? Chen Mo concentrated and thought for a moment, seeming to gradually understand Shen Youchu's purpose. A moment later, Assistant Xiaoru returned to the office and said to Chen Mo, "I've arranged everything. Should I have them come in for the interview now?" Chen Mo nodded and said to Xiaoru, "Have all 4 of them come in together." Come in together? Xiaoru was clearly a bit surprised. A trace of distrust also flashed through her eyes, as if she was doubting. "Do you even know how to conduct an interview?" Chen Mo insisted, "Right. Have all 4 of them come in together." Since he had put it that way, Xiaoru didn't ask anything else. She turned around, pushed the door open, and walked out. When she came back in again, all 4 interviewees had been brought inside. In front of the 4 of them, Xiaoru introduced, "This is Director Chen of our company's Human Resources Department. Which 2 will stay today will depend entirely on Director Chen's decision." After the introduction, she returned to the desk and sat on Chen Mo's left side. She operated the computer with her hands, taking notes on the spot. "Momo, Gao Su couldn't help but call out Chen Mo's name, his face full of shock as he asked, "I'm not seeing things, right?" Chen Mo smiled and nodded, his gaze sweeping across their faces one by one. He noticed that Lu Qian's face carried an excitement she couldn't suppress, as if she was already certain of winning. Putting on a professional front, Chen Mo said, "Please have a seat. Everyone, I've already read your resumes. The fact that you were able to pass through the company's layers of screening to get here shows that you're already the best among this batch of people. Even if you end up not being competent for this position, it's enough to prove that you yourselves are already excellent. It's just that the company currently only has 2 spots." Lu Qian said with a proud face, "Then it looks like it'll definitely be me and Gao Su." That remark immediately drew an unhappy look from the other man. Gao Su quickly tugged at Lu Qian and whispered, "Don't talk nonsense." Then he turned and apologized to the man as well. The other girl, however, showed no reaction at all, as if she hadn't heard Lu Qian's words. Chen Mo picked up the glass of water in front of him. After taking a sip, he continued, "The last interview question is very simple. Suppose your monthly salary is 5,000, and you have 3 housing options in front of you. The first is a single room in an urban village for 500 a month. The second is sharing an apartment in a residential complex for 1,000 a month. The third is renting a whole apartment in a residential complex by yourself for 2,500 a month. Which one would you choose?" Lu Qian was the first to answer. "I'd choose the 2,500 a month apartment in a residential complex that I want a good environment in my own private living space." Then she looked at Gao Su. "What about you, Gao Su?" Gao Su scratched his head and said, "I'd choose an apartment in a residential complex and share it with someone else." Chen Mo shifted his gaze to the third girl. Her name was easy to remember, by Pei Pei. This was also the first time Chen Mo had heard her voice that it was delicate and gentle. She said carefully, "I would choose to share an apartment in a residential complex. After all, the living environment is important. The person sharing with me would probably have a similar income level and similar values. So we'd likely get along well that IT could also help expand my social circle. So I think sharing a place is pretty good." The last man answered firmly, "I would choose to live in an urban village. A monthly salary of 5,000 isn't much. So instead of spending more on housing, I'd rather spend that money on social connections." After all 4 had finished explaining their choices, Chen Mo turned to Xiaoru and said, "That'll be all for today's interview." Xiaoru looked at Chen Mo and asked, "So which 2 will stay?" Chen Mo replied, "We'll announce it tomorrow morning. You can all go back and wait for the call." Xiaoru stood up and said, "Thank you very much, everyone. Director Chen's decision is that today's interview ends here. Which 2 candidates are finally hired will be announced by phone tomorrow morning. Whether each of you stays or goes depends on Director Chen's final choice. Thank you all that I'll walk you out. Please come with me." With that, Xiaoru headed out first, followed by the man, and then by Pei Pei. Once Lu Qian saw that the first 2 had already gone out, she suddenly rushed up to Chen Mo's desk and said excitedly, "Momo, weren't you a delivery guy? How are you here? This is amazing that you're the one doing the interview. Does that mean Gao Su and I can get ready to start work next week?" The corner of Chen Mo's mouth lifted slightly, but for a moment he didn't know how to answer. Gao Su tugged at Lu Qian and said, "Qian, let's go. Hey Momo, are you free tonight? You left too early yesterday, and we didn't really get to catch up. What time do you get off work? I'll come find you, and we can keep drinking tonight." Chen Mo said to Gao Su, "Sure, I'll contact you when I get off work." As they were leaving, Lu Qian held on to Gao Su's arm. With complete confidence, she said, "Your friend is actually the HR director of Kitty International Hotel. Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Momo is seriously impressive. You 2 need to keep in close contact from now on, okay? After all 4 of them had left the interview office, Chen Mo sat in his chair and thought for a while. Then he got up and headed toward Shin Yuchu's office. When Chen Mo pushed the door open and walked in, Shin Yuchu was staring at the computer screen, and he could even hear his own voice from just a moment ago. When she saw him come in, Shin Yuchu smiled and said, "Momo, not bad. Very impressive. That last question had real personality to it. You could see a lot from something as simple as a housing choice." Shin Mo frowned and asked, "You saw all of it?" Shin Yuchu turned the computer screen toward him and said, "What I was watching just now was the live feed. Right now I'm watching it a second time. So there had been a camera in that interview room all along." For a moment, Shin Mo did not know what to say. Was this her way of showing she did not trust him? Just as he was about to speak, Shin Yuchu explained first, "Don't misunderstand. There have always been cameras in our interview rooms. Sometimes there are too many first-round and second-round candidates, and it's impossible to make a decision on the spot that HR has to re-watch the interview recordings several times before making the final call." Shin Yuchu smiled and asked, "So who do you think should stay in the end? by Pei Pei and Gao Su. Then she added, "And why? If you don't keep Lu Qian, aren't you afraid your old buddy Gao Su will fall out with you?" Out of habit, Chen Mo took out a cigarette and placed it between his lips. But when he was about to light it, he realized that might not be appropriate, since this was Shen Youchu's office. So he put the lighter away again. Shen Youchu said, "It's fine, I don't mind if people around me smoke." "Thanks." Chen Mo lit the cigarette and said, "I understand why you brought me here today, and I appreciate what you were trying to do. You've been good to me, and I can't repay that by being careless with your interests. Lu Qian thinks too highly of herself, and she doesn't have much in the way of manners, or she's not someone worth investing in. Bai Pei Pei is different. Both on paper and in the way she speaks, she's humble. She also has a good image and a strong sense of approachability. Gao Su may not have much work experience, but his outlook on life and his values are solid. Putting personal ties aside, I still think you should keep him. As for what you just asked, whether not keeping Lu Qian would make Gao Su unhappy, all I can say is that I won't use your kindness toward me to do something that could hurt your company. That's also why I didn't announce the final decision on the spot. In the end, who to keep should still be your call." Leaning back in her chair, Shen Youchu looked at him and said, "When I saw the resumes this morning, I was surprised too. I didn't expect something this coincidental. That's why I called you in. And after that interview, you should have seen it for yourself. All it took was changing your identity from yesterday's delivery guy to today's HR director. And just like that, some people's attitude toward you changed completely. This society is brutally realistic, and the people living in it are often hypocritical too." Shenemo nodded and said, "I understand what you were trying to do. You wanted me to get back a little dignity and confidence in front of my friends. But you also pushed me into a deadlock. Now both Gao Su and Lu Qian think I can decide whether they stay or go, and that makes things pretty awkward." Shen Youchu said with a completely unconcerned look, "If you find it difficult, then just keep both Gao Su and Lu Qian. That I already have over 100 people working under me at Kitty International Hotel. That I don't care about one more Lu Qian. IT just depends on what you want to do." Shen Mo glanced at Shen Youchu, truly not knowing what to say. He turned toward the door and said with his back to her, "Play your own game. I'm leaving. Don't set me up like this. I'm not playing along anymore." "Wait," Shen Youchu called out from behind him. "If you think Gao Su, as your best friend from childhood, wouldn't be able to understand why you didn't hire Lu Qian and would fall out with you over this, then that kind of childhood friend isn't worth keeping around anyway. That he definitely knows exactly what kind of person Lu Qian is. Besides, do you really think Gao Su will be happy in the future with a hypocritical girl like Lu Qian? Of course, as outsiders, we have no right to comment on their relationship. But when it comes to character, some things can be seen at a single glance. Shouldn't you say a word or two for your friend's sake?" Shen Mo stood in place and listened to everything Shen Youchu had to say, not wanting to say anything more. He pulled open the office door and walked out. Shen Youchu's voice came from behind him again. "Since you started this, you have to give me a result. I don't want you to agree to help me and then give up halfway. Just like that dinner yesterday, which I didn't like at all, I still stayed with you until the end. Tomorrow you will announce the interview results. If you don't come, I'll hire Gao Su and Lu Qian, so you can have all the face you need in front of your friends." Shen Youchu's good intentions had instead thrown a hot potato into Chen Mo's hands. For a moment, he had no idea how to face Gao Su and Lu Qian. He could not care about Lu Qian's feelings, but he didn't want to make Gao Su embarrassed. Tonight's meal might be very awkward, but even knowing it would be awkward, he couldn't run away anymore. At 4:30 in the afternoon, Gao Su called Chen Mo and asked what time he got off work. Chen Mo told Gao Su he was already free. Gao Su was thrilled to hear this and immediately asked where to meet, saying they definitely had to drink properly tonight. Shen Mo told Gao Su to come to a very ordinary little restaurant outside the Paris Spring Complex, saying it was his treat tonight. Gao Su said he would be right there, see him soon, and hung up the phone. Shen Mo didn't know what exactly would happen tonight. Whether their friendship of more than 10 years would collapse over this or become more solid, he had no way of knowing. After all, they had both changed over these years, and the circles they interacted with had drifted further apart. There were some things Chen Mo simply didn't know how to say, so everything would just have to be left to fate. At 5:30, Gao Su and Lu Qian appeared together at the restaurant. Chen Mo suddenly felt a bit nervous that he wanted to preserve his friendship, but he also didn't want to betray Shen Youchu's kindness. He was caught in a dilemma. "Momo, how long have you been here?" Gao Su asked while pulling out a chair, gesturing for Lu Qian to sit down first. Then he pulled out another chair, sat next to Lu Qian, and asked with a hint of politeness, "Do you live around here?" Chen Mo took out a cigarette, handed it to Gao Su, and pointed to the residential complex next to them. "I live in Paris Spring, that it's pretty close." Lu Qian looked outside and said with a beaming smile, "The landscaping in this complex is so nice. The rent definitely isn't cheap. Yesterday you even lied to us, saying you deliver takeout, that you're really funny. Were you afraid Gao Su would ask you for a favor?" Gao Su quickly stopped Lu Qian, saying, "Don't talk nonsense. Momo isn't that kind of person." Chun Mo smiled awkwardly, handed the menu to Gao Su, and said, "Order whatever you want. It's on me today." Holding the menu, Gao Su smiled and said to Chun Mo, "Then I won't be polite with you that you've made it all the way to HR Director of Kitty International Hotel. I'm truly happy for you." After the dishes were served, the topic they chatted about with Chun Mo never left Kitty International Hotel. They asked him how the environment inside was, what the salary was like, and what the entire structure of the company was like. There were many questions Chun Mo actually didn't know either, and he simply couldn't answer them. He could only smile awkwardly and constantly change the subject. Both Gao Su and Lu Qian could tell that Chun Mo was constantly evading the questions, and the atmosphere of the entire meal remained stuck in a state of semi-awkwardness. They were all feeling uncomfortably suppressed, but Lu Qian was the first who couldn't stand it anymore. "Hold your chopsticks," she said in a weird tone. "Gao Su, it seems like Momo doesn't really want you to go work at Kitty." Chun Mo spoke up. "Whether you can get a job at Kitty or not is simply not something I can decide." Lu Qian immediately insisted, "How is that nonsense? You were obviously the one interviewing us today. I heard Xiaoru is the general manager's assistant at Kitty. Even she said you can decide whether we stay or go, so how can you still say it isn't up to you?" Gao Su looked at Chun Mo and said sincerely, "Momo, this job really matters to both Qianqian and me. Kunming has several five-star hotels, sure, but after comparing them, we found that Kitty is the best place for our future growth." "What?" Chun Mo looked at Gao Su in confusion. "You said it yourself, there are so many five-star hotels in Kunming. Why do you have to choose Kitty?" Gao Su lowered his voice like he was sharing a secret. "Since you work at Kitty, you must have heard this too. Kitty Group's boss, Shun Dezhong, died in a plane crash in Hawaii after rescue efforts failed. Rumor has it the one running Kitty Hotel now is Shun Dezhong's daughter born out of wedlock. She's making major staffing changes right now, trying to build her own team and establish her authority. At a time like this, what she needs most is fresh blood. That's exactly why we picked Kitty. Times of chaos are when people make a name for themselves. Qianqian, and I want to take a shot at it. Instead of joining some stable, uneventful company, I'd rather step into a place full of competing interests and prove my value there." Chun Mo understood Gao Su's thinking that IT really was the kind of opportunity where a person could stand out. But he truly did not want to go against his conscience and help Lu Qian get in, so he could only try to persuade him gently. Honestly, a stable work environment isn't a bad thing either. At IT, at least there isn't that much scheming. Gao Su looked at Chun Mo and said seriously, "If you can, please make sure both Qianqian and I stay that I'm asking you." Throughout the entire meal, Chun Mo never gave Gao Su a clear answer. He only told Gao Su and Lu Qian to go back and wait for the call. After he got home, Chun Mo found himself thinking again about what had happened that day in the abandoned warehouse. Back then, Shin Yuchu had said something to Shun Yuhao. "Before Dad passed away, he told me to take good care of you." If Chun Mo had guessed correctly, then the illegitimate daughter Gao Su was talking about was almost certainly Shin Yuchu. When he left the restaurant, Chun Mo packed up the leftovers. Lu Qian had looked genuinely puzzled, eye in her eyes. How could someone at director level still bother taking leftover food home? If Chun Mo told her it was for a stray dog, she definitely wouldn't believe him. When he got home, Lin Fei's bedroom door was open. As Chun Mo passed by, he caught sight of her back, sitting at the computer in a camisole while working. Chun Mo went out to the balcony and called Shin Yuchu down the other end. Shin Yuchu asked, "It's already this late. What is it? Is this still about the hiring?" Chun Mo said, "Gao Su and Lu Qian treated me to dinner tonight. You can probably guess what they said, that I think this joke should end here, that if it keeps going, it'll be too much. You've seen the interview recording too. I believe you know better than anyone who really should stay. Gao Su and Bai Pei are the most suitable. At least that's how I see IT. Oh, I'm asking you to clear up this misunderstanding." But Shun Yuchu responded in an openly dissatisfied tone. "Chun Mo, let me ask you something. How well do you think I handled the favor I promised you? You asked me to go eat with you, and I still went even though I had to put off an important meeting. I hate social dinners like that, but I still stayed with you until the very end. I even put up with being looked down on like some delivery worker. When I promise someone something, I do it properly. But now you're the one who promised to help me with something, and you're planning to quit halfway through. Stop making trouble, okay?" Chun Mo said, almost pleading, "I know you were trying to help me vent some of this anger, and I truly appreciate your goodwill. But things have changed in a real way now. This is about to hurt my friendship with Gao Su." Shen Yuchu answered in a firm tone. "You can choose not to hurt anyone. You can hire both Gao Su and Lu Qian, and I've already given you that authority." Chen Mo frowned and said, "Can you stop being this stubborn? It's your company. Are you really treating your own business like a joke?" "No, not really." On the other end of the phone, Shen Yuchu sounded like she was either genuinely angry or deliberately trying to get under Chen Mo's skin. "This is revenge. Revenge for what you did to my food. Tomorrow morning, come to my office and personally make the hiring calls. Notify 2 people to come register with HR and start work. Once you do that, the favor you promised me will be finished. And if you still consider yourself a man, then don't quit halfway through." With that, Shen Yuchu hung up. Chen Mo suddenly felt like he'd boarded a pirate ship and there was no way off anymore. When he stepped away from the balcony, Lin Yifei happened to be coming out of her room on the way to the bathroom. She casually greeted him. "You've seemed pretty busy with work lately." Chen Mo nodded and asked in return, "You look pretty exhausted yourself. What's going on?" Lin Yifei said gloomily, "There's a project at the company, and I've been grinding away on proposals nonstop. Do you need the bathroom right now? If not, I'll go take a shower first." Chen Mo returned to his room and lay on the bed, thinking over and over about what he was supposed to do. What sat in front of him was a problem with no right answer. The next day, rain poured outside in Shen Yuchu's office. Chen Mo especially hated the way she looked at him, like there was always a trace of mockery in her eyes. A desk phone sat on a coffee table. Shen Yuchu was seated across from him on the other side of the table. She held a cup of coffee in her hands, looking perfectly relaxed. Chen Mo stared at the phone, unable to make up his mind. Just as he gritted his teeth and prepared to dial, Shen Yuchu, as if seeing through his hesitation, said calmly, "Take a step back and think about it. Even if you went and told Gao Su and Lu Qian right now that you aren't actually the company's HR director, would they believe you?" Chen Mo looked up at her angrily. "So from the very beginning, you weren't really trying to help me get my confidence back in front of people. You just wanted to push me into a no-win situation, didn't you?" Shen Yuchu's lips moved slightly, and a flicker of disappointment crossed her face. Then she said with a cold, dismissive tone, "Think whatever you want." After that, she got up from the guest sofa and returned to her desk. Deep down, Chen Mo knew she was right. Even if he tried to explain to Gao Su and Lu Qian now that he wasn't really any HR director, they would never believe it. Since that was the case, what was there left to hesitate over? Chen Mo picked up the desk phone and dialed the internal line. The call went straight to Xiaoru. Holding the receiver, Chen Mo said, "Notify Gao Su. He's been accepted. Tell him to report to the company on Monday." "All right," Xiaoru said on the other end. "And who is the second one?" The second one. Chen Mo could feel his hand trembling around the phone. Across from him, Shen Yuchu's eyes never left him. Xiaoru asked again, "Director Chen, who's the other person being kept?" Lu Qian's name rose to Chen Mo's lips again and again. But each time he couldn't say it, Xiaoru's voice came through the line once more. "Director Chen, go ahead, I'm listening." "Bye, Pei Pei." The moment those 3 syllables left his mouth, a wave of relief washed over him, and only then did he realize his back was soaked with sweat. Xiaoru answered on the phone, "Understood that I'll call Gao Su and by Pei Pei right away and tell them to report to HR on Monday. That's all that I'm hanging up first." Chen Mo was the one who put the phone down first. He leaned back against the sofa and stared up at the ceiling. Then he heard Shen Yuchu's footsteps drawing closer. She sat down once more on the sofa across from him. Looking at him, she said, "Momo, thank you. Honestly, this was a test for you." "Huh." Chen Mo let out 2 dry laughs. "A test? A test of what?" "Don't use those unrealistic excuses to comfort me that I'm not a 3-year-old. Everything you did was just to get back at me. To get back at me for teasing you before. If I could, I'd really like to go back a few days and not lie about eating your food. Because the truth is, I never even did that." Shen Yuchu said nonchalantly, "That's not important, and there aren't that many what-ifs in the world. Actually, I'm quite glad you told that lie. It gave us more chances to interact. Regardless, let me apologize to you first. I shouldn't have given you such a difficult problem to solve." Before Shen Yuchu could finish speaking, Chen Mo's phone rang. Just as he expected, the call was exactly from Gao Su. As soon as he picked up, he heard Gao Su ask from the other end, "Momo, can you tell me why this happened?" With Shen Yuchu still sitting right across from him, Chen Mo couldn't explain too much. He could only say to Gao Su, "I'll call you back a bit later." After hanging up this call, Chen Mo's mood actually became even heavier. Shen Yuchu looked at him and said, "I'll apologize to you first, and then I'll explain to you why I did this. Whether you're willing to forgive me or not, I thank you for everything you've done for me today. Chun Imo silently looked at Shun Yuchu. There was a faint trace of guilt on her face. There was also a bit of helplessness as she softly said, It gave you such a huge dilemma to solve. But at the critical moment, you still thought of me first. The company has run into some problems recently, and various departments are undergoing personnel adjustments. I hope to have some people by my side who are genuinely willing to think for my sake, to slowly build up my own team. Actually, when I asked you to help with the interviews yesterday, my initial intention was purely just to let you win back a little face in front of your friends. Even if you had ended up hiring both Gao Su and Lu Qian to the company, it would have just meant one extra intern, and at worst, I could have just fired her after a month. Speaking up to this point, Shun Yuchu paused for a moment. She carefully observed Chun Mo's expression before continuing. When you were interviewing them yesterday, I was watching the whole time that I was very surprised that you didn't announce keeping Lu Qian on the spot. Later, when you returned to my office, you told me again that Lu Qian was not suitable. Actually, I also felt she wasn't suitable to stay in my company. We won't go into the reasons. After hearing you say all that, I suddenly had a thought that I had to let you complete this recruitment personally. I wanted to see what kind of choice you would ultimately make. In the end, you didn't disappoint me. You stuck to the right choice. This choice was very difficult for you. It might even cause you to fall out with your childhood friend. I just want to know, why did you still insist in the end? Was it for me? For you? A dismissive smile lifted the corner of Chun Mo's mouth. Don't overthink it. I have my own principles when I do things. I just didn't want to let my own conscience down. Very good. Shun Yuchu was visibly much happier. What I need is exactly someone like you that let's have a proper chat. Chat about what? Chun Mo took out a cigarette and dangled it from his mouth. Shun Yuchu instinctively frowned. Chun Mo immediately said, Don't frown that I'm not your employee right now, that if I want to smoke, I'll smoke. You can't control me. Even if I become your employee in the future, don't restrict my freedom to smoke. It doesn't matter, Shun Yuchu said calmly. You smoked in my office yesterday too. It seems smoking really does stimulate your thinking. Many positions in the company are currently undergoing a major overhaul. Which department do you want to join? Which department are you more interested in? Chun Mo was just about to casually joke food delivery, the kind where you steal bites too, but was glared at fiercely by Shun Yuchu. She stared at him and asked, What industries have you worked in before? What work experience do you have? Seeing that she was serious, Chun Mo put away his jokes and answered honestly, Food delivery. I also worked as a waiter in a KTV, and I moved bricks on a construction site. The more Chun Mo talked, the less confident he sounded. In the end, he could only laugh at himself and say, Anyway, I've basically done every kind of bottom-level job there is that if you really want to give me a chance. Shun Yuchu encouraged him. Just tell me what you want to do. I'll make sure the salary is something you're satisfied with that. Tea won't be lower than what you made delivering food. Chun Imo immediately replied, Don't underestimate me. Delivering food can still bring in 6 or 7,000 a month. Shun Yuchu said calmly, Then I'll give you 8,000. After thinking for a moment, Chun Imo said, Then let me be a security guard. The expression on Shun Yuchu's face at that moment was almost impossible to describe. She stared at him for a long time before asking, Are you serious? Of course. Chun Imo followed up right away. Does a security job come with free room and board? Is there a full attendance bonus or anything like that? How do the shifts work? How many hours on? How many hours off? If I get breaks, I can read more. Being a guard actually sounds pretty good. Shun Yuchu looked at him for a while, then finally said, Then come to work on Monday. I'll have Shiru personally arrange a security position for you. The company will cover food and lodging. But the housing is a shared dorm that you'll only get a bed space, though it's enough for resting. As for the exact security shift schedule, I don't know the details. People below me handle that. At that point, Shun Yuchu raised her wrist to check the time and said to Chun Imo, Let's have lunch together. Chun Imo asked first, Let me confirm something. Am I buying or are you? That line immediately earned him another huge eye roll from Shun Yuchu. After lunch at the hotel, Shun Yuchu had Xiaoru bring Chun Imo a security uniform before he left. She told him that on Monday, all he had to do was come find Xiaoru wearing that uniform, and Xiaoru would arrange his exact assignment. Chun Imo still could not quite believe it, so he asked again, You're really paying 8,000 for a security job? Shun Yuchu simply nodded and said, Yes. After lunch, Chun Imo went to a bookstore and bought several books he had always wanted to read, but never dared buy because he was worried he wouldn't have the time. He also bought an extra professional book about hotel security systems. When he got home, Chun Imo changed into the security uniform in his room and stood in front of the mirror, feeling more and more energized the longer he looked. Just as he was still admiring himself, Gao Su called again. Gao Su asked politely, "Momo, is this a good time to talk?" Chinemo said immediately, "Yeah." Gao Su, listen to me first that I'm really sorry about Lu Qian. But Gao Su cut him off first. "Momo, it's okay. Thank you for helping me get into Kitty. No, listen to me first." Chinemo instantly got anxious. "I'll tell you the truth. Shin Yu-Chu, the woman I brought to your birthday that night, is the general manager of Kitty. She's also the illegitimate daughter of Shun Dezhong, the one you were talking about." Gao Su instantly lost his composure. "Why didn't you tell me that night? She was actually the general manager of Kitty. I get it now. Momo, did I understand why you didn't hire Lu Qian, that I can't blame you for that. But now I'm worried, if I go work at Kitty, is she going to make things hard for me?" Chinemo said, "No, I haven't known Shin Yu-Chu for that long, but I can tell she's not that kind of person." So Chinemo added seriously, "Don't worry. Shin Yu-Chu isn't the kind of person who'd deliberately mess with you. That we'll talk it through in detail when we meet on Monday." Gao Su replied, "All right, see you Monday." "Oh right, I just remembered something. Have you seriously not checked our old high school group chat lately? You switched phones and still haven't installed it again, right? Log back in and take a look. The night before last, I saw Jing Yao post in the group. She came back to China and she's in Kunming now. All these years, have the two of you really never been in touch?" Jing Yao. This name seemed to have been far away from Chinemo for a long time, but even just hearing it again from someone else's mouth, his chest still ached faintly. On the other end of the phone, Gao Su was still asking, "Momo, are you listening?" "I am." Chinemo snapped back to reality and said to Gao Su, "If she's back, she's back. We haven't contacted each other for so many years. Maybe we've long forgotten each other." On the other end of the phone, Gao Su smiled and said, "At least I know a certain someone right now hasn't forgotten Jing Yao. We've been bros for so many years. I still understand you a bit, that if you weren't nostalgic, you wouldn't be the Momo I know. Get lost." Chinemo cursed in annoyance and then hung up the phone, feeling upset and distracted. But after hanging up the phone, his finger still stopped on the app download interface of his mobile phone. Downloaded, logged in, and found Jing Yao's profile picture in the group. After opening the dialog box, Chinemo still didn't have the courage to type even a single word. Jing Yao was the school beauty of Chunmo's high school, and also his desk mate. In those years, girls from rich families always dressed particularly beautifully, and everything they used was the best. Jing Yao was born in such a family, which was almost like two extremes compared to Chinemo. Everyone regarded Jing Yao as a goddess, and Chinemo always felt that she was someone he could never reach. One night in the second half of their senior year in high school, that day, Chinemo rode his bicycle to take Jing Yao home. Standing at her door, Jing Yao asked him which university his goal was. Actually, at that time, Chinemo had already made up his mind not to continue studying after finishing high school. His family simply couldn't afford his tuition fees. So when Jing Yao asked, he said his goal must be Peking University, and if he couldn't pass the exam, he wouldn't go to university. At the time, Jing Yao only thought that it was a very high goal Chinemo set for himself, but didn't know his true thoughts at all. She even happily said at the time that she would take the exam for Peking University together with Chinemo that year. Jing Yao's score was indeed enough for Peking University, but Chinmo's score ultimately missed Peking University. On the day the college entrance examination results were announced, Jing Yao saw that Chinmo's Chinese subject score was unexpectedly 0 points. She completely couldn't understand and asked him why his Chinese exam turned out like this. Chinmo only said that he didn't perform well in the exam room, but Jing Yao simply wouldn't accept this reason. Later, Jing Yao also guessed it. Chinmo deliberately didn't answer the questions. After disappointment came despair, disappointment in him, despair and love. In the end, Jing Yao didn't go to Peking University, but chose to study in France. For so many years, they never contacted each other again, not even a polite greeting. But at this very moment, suddenly hearing the news of Jing Yao's return still caught Chinmo off guard, and the defense line of longing in his heart was almost instantly crushed. He clicked open Jing Yao's social media page. Looking at the photos in her album, he counted her changes over these years one by one. That she had changed, become more elegant, and the greenness and innocence of the past had long disappeared from her eyes. That girl who once tricked Chinmo into eating her leftover breakfast seemed to really never be able to come back. In the end, Chinmo still couldn't muster the courage to send a message to Jing Yao, and just silently threw his phone aside. He opened the window and leaned against it to smoke. What this world probably lacks least is cowards like him. At 8 o'clock on Monday morning, Chinmo arrived at Kitty International Hotel to prepare for work, because today he was reporting for duty wearing a security uniform. When passing by the hotel's main entrance, an Audi A7 suddenly stopped beside him. The female car owner rolled down the window, stuck her head out, and asked, "Hello, Could you tell me where the underground parking lot? But her words stopped there before she could finish, carrying a look of disbelief in her eyes. Chun and Mo also couldn't quite believe it, that there could actually be such a coincidence in the world. The person driving was none other than his high school sweetheart, Jing Yao. He never thought he would reunite with her on such an occasion, much less thought this meeting would come so suddenly. In the instant Chun and Mo froze, the guard on duty jogged over. Seeing that Chun and Mo was unfamiliar, he immediately snapped. "She's asking you something. Are you deaf or what?" Then he leaned toward the car window and bent down to say to Jing Yao, "Hello, miss. The parking garage is up ahead on the left. Make the turn and you'll see it." Chun and Mo had no desire to face Jing Yao, and even less desire for her to recognize him. So he turned and walked straight toward Kitty International Hotel without daring to look back, almost fleeing the scene. He practically rushed into the hotel lobby in a panic, as if the familiar scent of gardenia still lingered behind him from Jing Yao. That had been her favorite perfume back in high school. The duty guard's scolding was soon left far behind, but Chun and Mo paid it no mind. His heart pounded wildly in his chest, as if it were about to break free. Why was it her? Why did it have to be a time like this? He was wearing a brand new but slightly awkward security uniform, while Jing Yao was driving an Audi A7 and still looked as radiant as she had back then. The enormous contrast crashed over Chun and Mo like a wave and left him almost unable to breathe. Chun and Mo, a familiar voice suddenly sounded beside him. It was Xiaoru, holding a file in her hand. Seeing how pale he looked, Xiaoru asked with concern, "Are you okay? President Shun wants you in her office." Chun Mo steadied himself and forced his emotions back down. This was not the time to drown in the past. He was here to work. After taking a deep breath, he headed for the 29th floor. In the elevator, he straightened the collar of his security uniform in the mirrored wall. The man in the reflection still had a trace of panic in his eyes, but even more than that, there was a stubborn attempt at composure. Chun and Mo raised his hand and knocked on Shun Yochu's office door. Her clear voice quickly came from inside. "Come in." He pushed the door open and walked in. Shun Yochu was sitting behind her desk reviewing documents. She looked up, saw it was Chun and Mo, set down her pen, and asked, "How does your first day on the job feel?" "It's fine." Chun and Mo tried to keep his voice steady. "Did you need something from me?" Shun Yochu pointed at the chair across from her and said sit. Chun and Mo did as told, though his palms were already damp with sweat. "I heard about what happened at the entrance this morning." Shun Yochu's voice was flat, with no clear emotion in it. Chun Mo's heart tightened at once. He thought she was about to blame him. But Shun Yochu continued. The woman driving the Audi A7 was Jing Yao, the heiress of the Jing Group, and also the person in charge of our hotel's important cooperation project this time. Shun Mo suddenly looked up, shock filling his eyes as she had come back for work. Shun Yochu looked at him and said, "I know you two know each other. Gao Su mentioned it just now. She was her high school sweetheart." At that point, she paused slightly. Chun Mo lowered his head and said nothing. Some memories took courage just a touch. Then Shun Yochu suddenly said, "There's a cooperation meeting this afternoon, and I want you to come with me." Chun and Mo was stunned. "I'm just a security guard. Isn't it inappropriate for me to tag along?" Shun Yochu shook her head. "You're not just a security guard, you're sharp when it comes to reading people. And Jing Yao seems to care about you too." She paused, then added, "That might help with our cooperation, Of course. If you don't want to go, I won't force you." Chun and Mo fell silent for a moment. Running away had never solved anything. He had already run once back then, and he had lost too much because of it. This time, maybe he should be a little braver. "All right, I'll go." Chun and Mo lifted his head, and at last there was firmness in his eyes. Shun Yochu nodded in satisfaction and said, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Gather in the conference room on the first floor." After coming out of Shun Yochu's office, Chun and Mo returned to the security room. His colleagues looked at him a bit strangely. Clearly, what happened in the morning had already spread. Chun and Mo ignored those gazes and just found a corner seat to sit down. Then he took out the professional book on hotel security systems he bought in the morning and started reading. Only by making oneself stronger will one not be constantly trapped by the shadows of the past. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Chun and Mo arrived at the first floor conference room on time. Shun Yochu was already there, with several company executives standing beside her. Seeing Chun and Mo come in, Shun Yochu waved to him, signaling him to stand by her side. Not long after, the door of the conference room was pushed open, and Jing Yao walked in. She was wearing a sharp white suit, her long hair tied into a ponytail, looking exceptionally crisp and capable. When her gaze swept over Chun and Mo, it clearly paused for a moment, a trace of complex emotion flashing through her eyes. but she quickly withdrew her gaze and walked straight to sit opposite the conference table. The negotiation meeting officially began, and both sides started discussing the details of the cooperation project. Chun Mo stood quietly beside Shun Yuchu listening, occasionally observing the expression on Jingyao's face. When she talked about work, her eyes were focused and her tone was firm. She was simply a completely different person from that delicate and bright little girl in high school. Halfway through the meeting, the two sides had a disagreement over a cooperation clause, and the atmosphere suddenly became a bit deadlocked. Jingyao frowned and said in a slightly forceful tone, "President Shun, we cannot yield on this clause. This concerns our company's core interests." Shin Yuchu also did not back down. "President Jing, our hotel also has its own bottom line. This clause is too harsh for us." Just at this moment, Mo suddenly recalled the expression Jing Yao had when she asked about the parking lot at the entrance in the morning. She seemed not quite familiar with the environment and local situation here yet. He hesitated for a moment, but still gently tugged at Shun Yuchu's sleeve. Shin Yuchu turned her head and looked at him in confusion. Shun Mo leaned close to her ear and lowered his voice, saying, "President Jing just returned to Kunming. She might not have enough understanding of the local market and resources yet. We can provide their company with some more localized promotion services on the premise of not harming the core interests of both parties." Shin Yuchu's eyes lit up slightly, and she immediately nodded. She turned her head to look at Jing Yao and said, "President Jing, I have a proposal. We can each take a step back on the clause. At the same time, our hotel can provide your esteemed company with 3 months of free localized promotion services, including setting up promotional display racks within the hotel and pushing relevant information about your company among our member groups." Jing Yao was clearly stunned for a moment, obviously not expecting Shin Yuchu to suddenly propose such a plan. She lowered her head and pondered for a moment, then raised her head and said, "This proposal can be considered, but I need to communicate with the company headquarters first." Shin Yuchu smiled and said, "No problem. We await your news." This negotiation meeting temporarily came to an end, and Jing Yao got up, preparing to leave. When passing by Chun Mo, her footsteps paused. She didn't look at him, but just said in a low voice, "6 o'clock this afternoon, the cafe at the hotel entrance that I want to talk to you." After saying this, she turned and left. Chun Mo stood where he was, his heart instantly filled with mixed feelings. Shin Yuchu raised her hand and patted Chun Mo on the shoulder, saying, "Good job. You can get off work early this afternoon to go to your appointment." Chun Mo looked at Shin Yuchu, his eyes carrying a bit of gratitude. "Thank you." "You're welcome." Shin Yuchu smiled. "I just made a correct decision." At 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Chun Mo arrived punctually at the cafe at the hotel entrance. Jing Yao had already arrived, sitting at a window seat with a cup of latte placed in front of her. Chun Mo walked over and sat down opposite her. After the waiter came over, he ordered an Americano. The cafe was very quiet, with only soft music flowing slowly. The two sat facing each other in silence, the atmosphere somewhat awkward. After quite a while, Jing Yao finally spoke first. "Why did you deliberately do poorly on the exam back then?" Her voice was very soft, but carried a trace of imperceptible trembling. Chun Mo lowered his head, his fingers subconsciously gripping the cup tightly. He had owed Jing Yao an answer to this question for many years. "My dad's kidney disease worsened at that time, and he needed a lot of money for treatment. The family savings had long been spent, and the little inheritance Grandpa left behind was also completely used on my dad." Chun Mo spoke slowly, his voice a bit hoarse. "I simply had no money to go to university, but I know you wanted to get into Peking University with me, and I wanted to too, but I couldn't drag you down. You were so excellent, you should go to a better place, live a better life, instead of struggling in the mud along with me." Chun Mo raised his head and looked at Jing Yao. "That's why I deliberately botched the Chinese exam, wanting to make myself fail to get into Peking University. I thought that this way, you would go study at Peking University with peace of mind and start your own life anew." Jing Yao's eyes instantly turned red, tears swirling in her eye sockets. "You fool." She choked with emotion and said, "Did you think doing this was really for my own good? Do you know how sad I was back then when I learned you didn't get into Peking University and gave up going to college? At the time, I even thought you deliberately botched the exam because you didn't want to be with me. During those years studying abroad in France, I wondered every day if I hadn't done well enough somewhere, making you annoyed with me. I even went to ask Gao Su, asked him why you would do this, but he wouldn't tell me anything." Tears slowly slid down Jing Yao's cheeks. Chun Mo felt a stab of pain in his heart and subconsciously reached out his hand, wanting to wipe away her tears, but stopped in mid-air. After all, too many years had already separated them. Chinemo said in a low voice, "I'm sorry. It was me being too selfish, not considering your feelings." Jingyao took out a tissue and wiped her tears, adjusting her emotions a bit. She softly said, "I came back this time, actually intending to come find you in the first place. I wanted to ask clearly what exactly happened back then, that I didn't expect to run into you at the hotel entrance, and even less expected you would be a security guard there. Seeing you wearing a security uniform, I really felt terrible inside. I know you must have lived a very hard life these past few years." Chinemo smiled. "It's not hard. Those are all things of the past. I'm doing quite well now. I have a stable job, and I'm also studying hard, wanting to slowly make myself better. My dad's illness has also been somewhat controlled. Although he still needs regular dialysis, it's already much better than before." Jingyao looked at Chinemo, a trace of relief added to her eyes. She carefully asked, "That's good. Can we still be friends?" Chinemo looked at the expectation in her eyes and gently nodded, "Of course we can." Hearing Chinmo's answer, Jingyao smiled, her eyes still carrying undried tear stains, but bright as sunlight after the rain. Afterwards, the two chatted a lot more, talking about those trivial yet beautiful and interesting things from high school, and also about the lives each had experienced over these years. It turned out that some beautiful things had not been completely diluted by time. When they left the cafe, the sky outside was already dark. Jingyao drove Chun-Emo back to the Paris Spring residential complex, and the car parked at the complex entrance. She looked at Chinemo and said, "If you need any help in the future, you can call me anytime." "Okay." Chun-Emo nodded. "You too." Having said this, he pushed open the car door, preparing to get out. Jingyao suddenly called out to him again. Chinemo turned back to look at her, only to hear her softly say, "I wish you all the best in the future." "You too." Chun-Emo smiled, and then turned to walk into the complex. After returning home, Lin Yifei was in the living room feeding Bu-Bu. Bu-Bu was brought back specially by Lin Yifei to raise a couple of days ago because she felt sorry for it. As soon as Bu-Bu saw Chun-Emo return, it ran over wagging its tail, affectionately rubbing against his pant leg. "You're back quite early today." Lin Yifei raised her head and smiled at Chun-Emo. This was the first time she had shown such a gentle smile to him. "Yeah, got off work early today." Chun-Emo also smiled in return. After saying this, he walked over and started feeding Bu-Bu together with Lin Yifei. While feeding Bu-Bu, the two chatted casually. Only then did Chun-Emo learn that Lin Yifei was a designer at a design company, and recently, because of too much project pressure, her mood hadn't been very good. And Lin Yifei also slowly learned about Chun-Mo's experiences over these years, gaining a bit more understanding of him. But it turned out that as long as prejudices are put aside, it can be so easy for people to get along with each other. In the following days, Chun-Emo lived very fulfilling days. When working at the hotel, he earnestly studied knowledge about security systems and also actively cooperated with colleagues to do the work at hand well. During his rest time, he would steep himself in bookstores, reading various books related to hotel management and marketing. Shen Yuchu also frequently gave him some study materials, encouraging him to continue improving himself. Gao Su's work at the hotel was also proceeding very smoothly. He would often come to find Chun-Mo for meals and casually chat with him about work matters. Moreover, he had already broken up with Lu Qian. He said, after interacting during this period of time, he increasingly found that the difference in values between himself and Lu Qian was too great, and they were simply not suited to be together. Upon hearing this, Chun-Mo also felt happy for him. Jingyao would also occasionally call Chun-Mo to chat about details of the project cooperation. Sometimes, she would also ask Chun-Mo out for a cup of coffee and casually chat about each other's current lives. There was no longer the ambiguity of the past between them. What remained was only the sincerity and tacit understanding between friends. 3 months later, the cooperation project between the Jing Group and Kitty International Hotel was officially launched. And because of Chun-Mo's outstanding performance during the project negotiation process, Shen Yuchu transferred him to the marketing department to be an assistant. To Chun-Mo, this was an opportunity he had long dreamed of. Because of this, he worked even more desperately, almost working overtime until very late every day. Knowing he worked hard, Lin Yifei would often leave him some small snacks she made herself. Bu-Bu also became increasingly clingy to Chun-Mo. Every day when he came home from work, Bu-Bu would guard the door early to wait for him. One night, Chun-Mo worked overtime until past 11 before returning home. Just as he walked to the entrance of the complex, he saw a familiar figure. It was second uncle. He was still the same old way, wearing an absolutely pirated Nike t-shirt, and the tattoo on his arm was still exceptionally eye-catching. Chunmo walked over and called out, "Second uncle." His second uncle turned around, saw Chunmo, and smiled. "Momo, off work already?" "Yeah." Chunmo nodded. "What brings you here?" His second uncle said, "I came to Kunming to take care of something, and while I was here, I figured I'd come see you that I heard you're doing pretty well now, even making your way into hotel management." Chunmo said a little awkwardly, "I'm just an assistant that I wouldn't call myself management." His second uncle patted him on the shoulder. "That's already pretty good, a lot better than delivering food. Your dad's condition has stabilized a bit again lately, and I also brought you some eggs from home." The two of them chatted as they walked back into the complex. His second uncle told Chunmo that he had mostly stopped doing those shady little hustles and had opened a small auto repair shop instead. Business was going pretty well, and Chunmo was genuinely happy for him. When they got home, Lin Yifei heard the noise and came out of her room. Chunmo introduced them. "This is my second uncle, Chun Xiaojia, and this is my roommate, Lin Yifei. Nice to meet you." Lin Yifei smiled and greeted him. His second uncle smiled back. "Nice to meet you too." Chunmo poured his second uncle a glass of water and brought out the small snacks Lin Yifei had left behind. While eating, his second uncle said to him, "Momo, now that I see you're doing well, I can finally stop worrying. Work hard from here on out, and don't let yourself down." Chunmo nodded. "I will, second uncle." The next morning, Chunmo took his second uncle to the train station. Just before leaving, his second uncle stuffed an envelope into his hand. "There's 5,000 yuan in here. Take it. Stop always scrimping. Buy yourself something good and build your body back up." Chunmo pushed the envelope back. "Second uncle, I can't take your money that I can earn my own now." His second uncle said with a little irritation, "If I told you to take it, then take it that it's just a little something for me, that I'll look after your dad's side of things, so you don't need to worry." Looking at the determination in his second uncle's eyes, Chunmo had no choice but to accept it. "Thanks, second uncle." His second uncle smiled. "You silly kid, why are you still being polite with me?" Then he turned and walked into the station. Watching his uncle's back disappear, Chunmo felt warmth rise in his chest. And no matter how far he went, his family was always there behind him. Half a year later, because of Chunmo's outstanding performance in the marketing department, Shin Yuchu promoted him to deputy manager of the marketing department. Chunmo had finally carved out a place for himself in this city through his own hard work. That night, Chunmo invited Shin Yuchu, Gao Su, Lin Yifei, and Jingyao to dinner. Around the table, everyone laughed and talked, and the atmosphere was warm and relaxed. Shin Yuchu raised her glass and said to him, "Chunmo, congratulations, you've earned all of this." "Thank you, President Shun." Chunmo also raised his glass. "If you hadn't given me a chance, I wouldn't be where I am today." And to Gao Su, Lin Yifei, and Jingyao, "Thank you all for your continuous support." After a few drinks, Chunmo stood alone on the balcony, looking out over the bright, bustling city. The road ahead was still long, and from here on out, he would keep building a remarkable life of his own.